Hey, one moment here. I'm making sure that we are live. And we are.
One moment here.
Okay. Good deal. Last time that Cory and I went live, we had a bit of a mishap. So I was wanting to make sure that this time everything was working. All right. How is everyone doing tonight? Happy Valentine's Day. My name is Spencer, and welcome to Best Ball Draft Addicts. I am on a journey to max out the Dinger contest, and tonight is draft number 80 for me. I am very pleased to be joined tonight by my good friend Cory Lee. This is his second time on here with me. Before I bring Cory on, I want to go through a few things for the channel. First off, so as far as what the schedule is, hey, what's up, Joe? How's it going, guys? Dave, how are you doing? Jeremy, what's up? So as far as our schedule for Draft Addicts here, so we're going to continue going with every Tuesday night and then every weekend on Friday or Saturday, or sometimes Friday and Saturday. Next weekend, it's going to be Friday. And then one other thing I want to throw out there just to let you all know, I'm actually over on NFBC registered for the Best Ball Championship draft tomorrow night, which is going to be at 7:30 Central. It's currently at 6 of 12 people. So I don't know if it's going to fill or not and if that draft will happen. But if that draft happens, I'm probably going to jump on here and share that with you guys and talk about a different kind of best ball, much deeper, a 12-team 50-round NFBC Best Ball Championship draft. So if you're interested, check out tomorrow, because if that draft happens, I'm going to stream it. And if it doesn't happen, then we'll do that again eventually. But as far as tonight, let me go ahead and bring in my guest. Cory, how are you doing, my friend?
Hey, how's it
Hey,
going?
doing good.
Happy
Welcome back.
Valentine's Day, buddy.
Oh, happy Galentine's, my friend.
Hey, love it.
Yeah. So, did you have a good day?
Yeah. Well, we started off with a little temper tantrum from my daughter. She hasn't quite. I think she confuses what gifts are supposed to be for Valentine's Day and like for Christmas, and they're not on the same level. So she was like, "Oh, I was expecting like a bunch of presents," and I was like, "Oh, great. Sorry to disappoint." So it was off to a rough start, but we recovered. We're doing okay.
She will soon learn life is full of those gift disappointments, right?
I was like, I haven't got a Valentine's Day gift in like 2 decades, so get over it.
Oh gosh, I know. I see Duggar's in here. Jay Duggar 83, Space Raisin. What's up, buddy? How are you doing tonight? And then Joe, there's some guys who always join if it doesn't fill. Well, hey,
What's going on, guys?
if anyone out here wants to, jump on tomorrow for that. Again, Best Ball Championship, 7:30 over on NFBC. All right. But for tonight, hey, Hot Water Music, what's going on? So for tonight, what we are doing is we are drafting the Dinger over on Underdog. Cory, this is your second time on the show. This is how many Dingers for you now?
This will be number 3.
Number 3. That's right. So
Number 3.
I knew the answer already. So when
Yeah.
you did number 2, that was on Super Bowl Sunday that morning. We were on the
Yep.
phone that morning, and we knocked out a dinger together for your second draft. But we also did a little something else that day, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. When I had mentioned to Spencer, I noticed that there was, I don't remember the name of the tournament, but it's football and it was a $3 thing. And I was like,
And I said,
we could dabble, see what
here's my
happens.
arm twisted. All right.
Yeah, it took a lot of convincing. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are
So yeah,
now
we did. Yeah,
officially
we did it, and
one
now we got a
football
Super
draft
Bowl.
in.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was on Super Bowl Sunday, so it was fitting. But tonight, dinger number 3, number 80
Yep.
for me. Now this is out of 150, so it's going to get to 150, and then it's going to be that. So I'm pacing myself because I'm trying to do 1 or 2 a day, core, because otherwise I could blow through and be done, in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, sure. We still got a minute before season
Thankfully,
starts. I mean, it is coming up fast though, but
it's coming up fast.
we're
Spring
still a month
training
out.
is next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the WBC is like the first week of March, like 3rd or 5th or something like that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be here before we know it. And I'm glad Underdog has a couple other tourneys, like the little eliminator. They put the base hit out, so it gives me something else to do where I can still draft some baseball. Denver Dog says, I'm at 51 and I feel like I'm too far along. I hear you, man. Again, one or two a day. I'm having to pace myself. I can't overdo it. But speaking of, let's go ahead and check out where we're at. So,
Yeah.
does anyone, Duggar, you're in the chat. If you're in here, before we click fill, um, Jeremy's at 62. Before we click join and I do a countdown, does anyone want to jump on and just tell us and take the gamble just in case it fills and tell us how many people are left? How many left to fill? Joe is at 74. Joe, I knew. Okay, Brad just did. It's at 3 left. We've got 1 left. We've got too many people in the chat. So we're going to let that fill. As soon as that fills, we're going to do a countdown. We're all going to jump in.
1 left.
Started. Damn it. Okay. Now let's jump in. So Brad, I appreciate you doing that. So if you want to double up, we're going to go ahead and do a countdown and join. All right, everyone. In 3, 2, 1. Ready, Cory? Go.
Yep.
All right. 5 more.
4 more.
All right. 3 more. 2 more.
Oh, Duggar filled it.
All right. Duggar filled it. So Duggar and Brad are doubling up. Let's go, boys.
Love that. Let's do it.
All right. Draft starts soon.
Double for that kind of action.
Okay. So let's go through this. So it looks like in this draft, we've got Brad got the pick 1. So Brad 46 and 47. Here we go. And you got pick 1. Denver Dog 1-3. Joe 1-4. Dave Isaacs. Nice to have you in here, Dave, at 1-5. I'm glad you got in. Duggar at 1-7. Myself at 10. Cory, you got a 11. And then, guys, I see FK Coolers here at the 1-9. Looking forward. Nice to have you here, buddy. And then Jeremy's at the 12, the icon. And let's see, anyone else who said earlier? Let me go back here.
I have only picked at the end of the draft.
Are you in here? What was that? What was that, Cory?
I would say that I've only picked at the end of these things. It's I've been 11 and 12, I think, so far.
Well, you know what? Now,
also, I'm gonna try to mix it up.
Are you 10? Nope, you're 11. All right, you're 11 again. Okay,
I was 12 in ours the other day.
Let's get this, and we're going to go with this view tonight. Try to get a bigger view of the draft board. All right, let's get this pulled up here. Go to draft. Okay, so we are underway. Brad starting us off with Shohei Ohtani, Judge at 2, and Denver Dog waiting on you at 3. Joe says 4. Ugh, I dislike this pick. Well, you know what? I say just to Acuna it up. Just Acuna Matata. Never mind. Denver Dogs, Acuna. Joe, I bet you like 4 a lot now that Denver Dogs gave you Juan Soto. And Duggar says double 7s. Oh, man, Duggar got 7 in both of these.
Dub 7s.
Dub 7.
That's awesome. Whoops.
Whoopsies. All right, look at Tatis. Look at Tatis going at 5 to Dave.
Fernando, you dog.
Fernando. And
Fernando.
Then Sky Nuts with Schwarber. Then Duggar grabbed him some Bobby Witt. All right, Court, it's coming to us. Julio.
Ooh,
okay,
baby.
Now, and Kyle Tucker. We are up. Okay, now. You kind of asked me this before we got going, and that was how far is too far for Corbin Carroll? I told you that for me, he's pretty much off my board unless he falls to the end of the second round. But I'm going to put it on you, and I'm going to grab Mr. J-Ram, who I only have. Let me go to my ADP board of the Dinger. Not very much. I only have 2%, so I needed another J-Ram share. So what are you thinking?
I am going to take him only because I haven't done a lot of these yet, and I keep drafting in the same position, and I'm just going to roll the dice on it. Like, Ellie was probably who I should have gone with, but we went that route. Ooh. again, for the sake of being crazy here. No, we're not going crazy. Yeah, we're gonna mix it up.
Oh,
We're gonna go with
dude,
my boy.
I love it. Going with your
Yeah.
boy, the Scoobs. All right.
Scoobers.
Now it's on me. Let me make this pick and then we'll talk about this for a second here. Let's see. Devers, Rooker, Vlad Jr. We're gonna go Rooker. You know, I'm a Rooker.
That's your
Rooker's my
guy.
boy.
You're
And Devers
you're a
is hard.
hooker.
I know it's tough. Jeremy says, thanks for letting me get my Reds. Jeremy, there you go. So you taking Corbin Carroll just got that. And then
That's what I do. We're a team here, guys.
that's right. We're working together to build some bangers. Denver Dog says, only thing I'll say is Carroll Scooble was a combo very possible before the Carroll ADP drop. That's true. I guess that's the only downside. But like you said, you're only doing a few of these. So for you, this is going to be your only Carroll Scooble combo. I see we've got some good suggestions of Poulos and Tommy in the chat. So we can go ahead and throw in Miguel Cabrera in there. You know, I'd be down for that. I'm wearing a Dexter Fowler jersey here. So, you know, why not? Let's
make that Rockies in there. Fowler.
Oh, you know it. You know it.
Of course.
That's our boy, Dexter Fowler. So, Cory, you worked for the Cardinals, didn't you?
I did.
How long? How long did you work for them? Was that
I was there for
like 7 or 8 years?
Actually, it was 6 seasons. So yeah, it was 2014 is when I started. So I was there 2014 through the 2019 season.
Okay, 6 seasons and a movie.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, it's mostly like season tickets, group tickets, ticket sales, account management, stuff like that. But in baseball, you wear a bunch of different hats. So yeah, it was fun.
So how many contacts do you have still?
A lot.
A lot.
Good friends with a lot of people there. Yeah.
I know.
Mo and I don't keep in touch.
I was going to say you and Mo, not quite as much as you used to, but
no, Mo and I, no, not anymore. I went in and I gave him a piece of my mind before I left, and it worked clearly. Yeah.
But you did work there whenever Dexter Fowler was going there, right? Or was playing there, right?
Yeah. Yep. He was the big free agent signing. That was 2016. Yep. I want to say 2017, maybe.
Dave says Fowler roasted me on Twitter for jinxing him one time.
Yeah, Fowler. I mean, that was our big free agent signing that year, so it was a big deal, and it didn't go well, but it happens.
It happens. Yeah, they're not all winners.
No, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
That's right, buddy. Well, speaking of, let's take a look at what we've got going here. So at 1, Brad got him Garrett Crochet and Wyatt Langford. At 3, Denver Dogs got Churio and Roman Anthony, new Team USA member Roman Anthony. Joe grabbed him some Kurtz Duran. Dave got Gunner and Junior Caminero. Duggar got Vladdy Jr. and Riley Green. So Duggar started infield, outfield. And FK Coolers, Devers Olson. Now it's on me and you. All right, now this is a pretty good drop for Lindor as well, but I don't think I can bring myself to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Jackson Merrill, who I like quite a bit. Now I'm putting the ball in your court.
Yeah, with me taking Carroll, I don't think I can take Lindor too. I think you and I talked about we're a little more comfortable taking Lindor than we are Carroll at this point, but I can't double tap that. So let's go with Seiya Suzuki.
All right. See ya.
See ya. Did you like that GIF I made the other day?
I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I made that.
Oh, you did?
I did. I made that.
I almost used it for the thumbnail tonight on Twitter, like the GIF that I inserted. I went with the Valentine's Day one since it's Valentine's Day, but
Yeah, but whenever I was like, I looked through, I was like, surely there's not one. And I couldn't find it in the available library. So now we have
Mm.
it. Save it forever.
Oh, it's saved. So I love the Freddie Freeman pick. That's a great pick, man. Do I do Lindor or do I give Joe the chance to get him if he falls?
What's normal? So I didn't even actually look. His normal ADP is
Mm.
26.
Yeah,
I think that might,
it's a
especially
good
with how many teams you
stat.
have.
You
Yeah,
know, I should have. I should have. I just stuck with. I should honestly. What you just said there, that was the key. With as many drafts as I'm doing, I should have taken this fall of him here, but I don't know.
well, and
I'm too
I
much of
mean,
a
it's not
scaredy cat.
apples to apples, but not apples to apples, but I'm thinking in football last year, whenever the Stafford injury, and like in August, you remember Puka. I mean, he was going usually around 7, 8, 9, and he like plummeted to mid to late second round. And I snatched up. That's where all my Puka shares came from last year, was buying the dip, and then it ended up being a league winner.
Yep, you're absolutely right. I mean, buying that dip is a real thing, and honestly, that was the perfect time for me to do it. I should have, but it is what it is. So instead, Coolers got him. So hey, you know what? There you go, my friend. And Jeremy says he got Lindor at 41 earlier today. So yeah, Lindor, I think I'll have a chance to get him down here in the 40s again, and maybe I'll just seize that opportunity because I'll be turning
Yeah,
around and doing another one of these later, and then another one tomorrow.
there you go. Exactly. Well, and again, it just comes down to, what's your risk threshold, and like, so like I said, I already had a risky pick in round one, so I couldn't afford to do it. But and that's when people are fade players, whether it's for injury, they're just not into them. To me, I yes, I fade, but at the same time, it's like there's a number for everyone. I mean, there's a
Mhm.
certain ADP or a certain draft, like they fall far enough. Like, okay, I'm gonna click the name. So
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And that's a big thing to keep in mind. I think as we're going to continue to see more of these injuries pile up, right?
mhm.
Because we're going to see it more and more over the next few weeks. This is just the beginning. Um,
Yeah,
man, today, did you see the big moves the Padres made today?
yeah, I did.
Yeah. So of course Nick Castellanos being the biggest, but I was just thinking of injuries was what made me think of because getting both Griffin Canning and German Marquez, huge moves. Come on,
Huge.
Friars, slow
I'm gonna go
down.
ahead and cue them up right now.
The
Throw them in the
Dodgers are
queue.
getting worried.
Yeah, we're coming for you,
Coming for you. Just wait. Griffin
man.
Canning will be back.
Dude, all those years the Rockies held on to Marquez, and like where he actually had trade value, and they're like, nah,
Yeah.
we're gonna stick with him.
Yeah, we're good. Jeremy says we
They know what
doing
they're
two
doing over
tonight.
there.
Yeah, Jeremy, I'm definitely willing to do two tonight. If there's enough people that want to hang on and do a second one, and then Corey, however you're feeling, bud, if you feel like you want to hang on and do a second one, we'll do one. And if you want to jump off, no big deal. You just let me know when we get there.
We'll see where we're at from if the adrenaline's still pumping.
All right. Yep, no problem. Okay, so we've had a nice little stretch. Take a look here. Look at this nice stretch of infielders since our last pick, Corey.
Mhm.
There's only been a couple
Yep.
outfielders that have gone. We've got a handful of pitchers, a bunch of infielders have gone. Now it's back to us. And hmm, well, this is again another reason why I wish I actually would have gone with Lindor last time because I like Jerks and Profar too much to not grab him here. And with that run of infielders, I kind of wish I had one more, but it's okay. Well, there'll be plenty that I like later. So what are you looking at?
I'm gonna grab outfield again before that starts to dry up. And I mean, I took O'Neill Cruz in our first draft.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do it again. I'll
Just do it
take O'Neill.
again. Yep.
He's just a
So
fun player. It's just
he is.
exciting.
And this has happened. We haven't talked about this, but how about Marcelo Ozuna signing there?
Oh yeah, remember I took him in that draft, and you were like,
Mhm.
I don't even know if anybody will sign him. But
Right.
ooh,
And he
Trout.
did.
I was looking at Trout. Nice pick. That's who I was looking at there. I'm really trying to not draft the exact same team, but I really like Altuve right here. So I'm just
Dude,
going to double tap outfield right there.
you theoretically could have gone Brian Reynolds and went double Pittsburgh, but
Oh, I could have. Yeah, you're
yeah.
right. But
Mhm.
do I really want to put all my eggs in the Pittsburgh basket?
Well, you could have also drafted Ozuna again. You could have grabbed Connor Griffin, Brandon Lau, and just really put your eggs in that basket.
Just gone with the Pitts. If I would have taken Skeens instead of Scooble, then
Right.
you know what? Tell you what, next time Pirates build.
Next time we're gonna make it happen. Pirates build.
The Pittsburgh Pirates. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, I know. There's a guy on our team dressed like a pirate.
Who's Steve the Pirate?
Who's Steve the Pirate? Oh, all right. Well, Duggar is up.
Nice pull.
Oh man, yeah, that just came to me. So Duggar
Yeah.
grabbed in some Christopher Sanchez last time. So he's got a 2-2. Oh, he got his boy Vinny P. So Duggar's got a 1-3-2 build going.
I think is Vinny P his guy? I think that's my guy. I think I'm the Vinny P guy.
Well, Duggar is definitely loves talking about Vinny P. So I just call him his boy, but I call a lot of people this his boy, all that. That's just a general term.
That's fair. I just to set the record straight. I think I'm the Vinny P guy.
But
just
Duggar,
throw that.
Cory wants to make sure you know that yeah, you are not the Vinny P guy. You know of Vinny P because of him. So just let's get this straight.
Love me some Vinny P.
That is a stack piece for him. Jeremy also loves Vinny P. So remember, was that it going into 24 or was it going into 23 whenever Vinny P was ranked as like the sixth best first baseman and then he got hurt at the start of the season, missed about. Was that going into 24? Or was that 23? I can't remember.
Because the injury I remember with him was he got hurt in August. It was like breakout year. He was, trending toward 100 plus RBIs and all that. And then he got hurt in August before the fantasy playoff run. I think he might have come back if they made the playoffs, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either. But my point of that is that Vinny P has been healthy for at least a full year plus now, and I feel fully confident in him. So I'm running him back too. And I do think the Royals are interesting. Jeremy said big on KC this year. Yep. So yeah, no, 40 homer potential. I agree. Duggar said, in fairness, he was auto doing 2 drafts.
No excuses, play like a champion. Was it David said who should be the first Cardinal? Honestly, who is the highest ranked Cardinal?
The highest ranked Cardinal, I think, is Ivan Herrera off the top of my head, which is still really low, like round 16 or 17. Let me go type it in and see.
Our friend Max texted me the other day. It was like, we have a pitcher with a sub-4 ERA this year. I was like, not looking good, even though Dustin May. I love the Dustin May.
We talked about that last time, of like, that's just a good low risk move because if he sucks or gets hurt, who cares? It's a 1-year deal. Doesn't really matter. It's only upside. And I'd rather them do that than Kyle Gibson again.
And when he wins the Cy Young, everybody's going to just be so jelly.
Oh, totally.
He's going to do it.
Okay, I'm grabbing my next
fielder
right here. I'm going with Bo Bichette.
That's a good pick.
Bo Bichette, baby. All right, putting it on you. So now, what are you doing, my friend?
I looked at pitcher, but I like what pitchers are still there. So I think I'm actually going to grab one of my guys, C.J. Abrams. I'm a C.J. Abrams guy.
You are a C.J. Abrams guy. There was all sorts of news this last week of potentially him being traded to the Padres, the team he came from initially, in a Nick Castellanos deal but it ended up, obviously that didn't happen. Max Fried, like it.
Yeah, I'm going to grab my P2, but Stephen Kwan probably would have been a good pick there.
Yeah, Brad says, imagine if you had Bichette with Lindor. Oh, man, what a world. What a world.
Yeah.
This is tough because I'm torn between Kwan, DeGrom, and Gino. Oh man, I like me some pitching. I'm going to go with DeGrom. Quan or
Yeah,
Gino, both. I love both those picks now.
okay.
Well, for this team
So
at the
so
time.
DeGrom, Freed, like set aside your love for old guys,
Mhm.
like DeGrom, Freed. Who are you clicking if those two names are available?
Well, Freed is. I'll say this: I'm generally clicking Degrom because I think his
Okay.
upside is higher. Now,
Mhm.
if we're because that's here on Underdog. Now, in other formats, I'm probably looking at Freed as being a more dependable option. I think he's actually safer for innings, even though he's had injury problems too. It's not like
Sure.
Freed, has not had his share of injury problems, but Freed was so good with the Yankees last year, so good. I mean, but DeGrom was great, and I think that, and it was his first year back. I think we could hope that my hope is that DeGrom's upside is that he finally reaches that like a top end, like top 5 best pitcher in baseball potential, like going for a Cy Young type deal. And I think that's
Yep.
still in the cards for maybe 1 or 2 more years. This year will be a big part of that. But that's the whole thing with me on Underdog is I'm shooting more for upside in this tournament specifically. Um,
Mhm.
Eliminator, I'll tell you this, in the Eliminator tournament, I think I would rather have Max Fried, and kind of have that
Mhm.
every week dependability of, maybe I would say not maybe, but a better chance for a win too with the Yankees and the Rangers. Jeremy says should have went Green Suarez. Oh well, that's what I get for warming food up. See, I know things happen when we draft. It's rare that other than these streams, I'm doing stuff too. Like things are happening.
Yep. Just got to be ready. Yeah, there was the dreaded internet problem, or you get booted out, or like, yeah, whenever I see the clock like they frozen or something, then I just start panicking.
Oh man, what was that one draft that we did in football this last year that you labeled? Was it it was the blackout draft. That's what it was.
The
When your
power out,
power,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. When your power went out and you called me, and then yeah, that's right. And then that team went pretty
That
far.
that that made it to the second round. Yeah, that
Yeah.
made it to round two. Because
Yeah.
it was a blackout middle of the night from a storm, and I was just sitting there in a pitch black room on the phone with Spencer.
And you knew Spence will
Draft.
be up.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, like, well, who's up right now? Well, I know one guy I can always depend on.
And what's he probably sitting there doing? Drafting teams.
Draft, and yeah, if he's not drafting, I know he's willing to start another draft.
Yep, that's exactly right. All right, Duggar, coming back
Alrighty.
to you here in this one, just to make sure you know. Earlier, Dave says he's very high on Dustin May, but no, actually, no, he means he totally sucks.
Just,
Yeah, he probably does suck, Dave.
yeah, he's really bad. He's really bad. You definitely shouldn't take him. Yeah, Duggar does have a nice little KC build going.
So, speaking of Duggar's KC build, Michael Garcia is staring at me up here at the front, at the top, but I'm not doing it. I'm going to stick
Don't
with
do
my
it.
guns and go with Kyle Bradish and just take another share. I'm just, a lot of people are into him. I'm one of those people. I'm just mixing them into teams. But let's see what my exposure is while you're making your pick. Who are you looking at?
I actually was looking at Michael Garcia, so
Hey,
I
there
think
you
I'm gonna
go.
pull the trigger there.
There you go. All right. So
I'm
Bradish,
gonna
yeah,
go
I'm
get
at
him.
9.6% in the dinger. So that's going to bring me just to the 10% mark. So yeah, I'm really very good with that. I'm going to pay attention to some of my shares here as we move along.
Love the Miz pick, big Miz guy. Spencer hates him.
Oh, I hate him.
You hate him.
I hate him. But you love the Miz. Um,
I do. I'm awesome. Uh, and I went Dylan Cruz. I
mhm.
mean, obvious reasons, the
Yep.
upside's there. We'll see. If I mean, and I remember from what I remember owning him in fantasy last year, it was a rough start. Um, rough start, especially from the average standpoint. I mean, he was hitting below the Mendoza line, wait, for a while.
Yeah, and then he got sent down.
Yeah,
I just had to double check my shares because I had him start. I got Trent Grisham, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Trent Grisham I only had at 2.7%. I knew it was really low. I've been thinking recently, man, what if I'm wrong on Trent Grisham? I've said the same thing about Mizorowski. Just because I've not been drafting him, I could easily be wrong because it's just that where he's going, I value the other arms more. It's not really anti-Mizorowski. It's just anti where he's being drafted.
If you guys want to hear a quick story about one of Spencer's best takes that aged so well this was, I don't remember, 2009, probably 2008, 2008,
I was working at the liquor
like
store, so it was either 2006 or 7.
I was at Pro Image, so it might have been 07. Well, anyway, we're sitting there, like him and I were bored at work. We're chatting on the phone. He's watching minor league baseball, and it's the Indians.
Not minor league baseball, spring training.
Or sorry, spring training baseball, excuse me.
Yeah.
And he's watching the Indians game. They were still the Indians then. And he was like, I'm watching Cliff Lee pitch right now. Dude, he is done. He is getting absolutely shelled. I think Cliff Lee's done. Cliff Lee won the Cy Young that year.
Yeah, so it was 2008. That's what it was. He was coming off. Yeah. He was coming off of a 07 season where he was 5-8 with a 6.29 ERA, and then coming off of that year, a terrible where he was 28. He was going into year 29. Yeah, and he got lit up, and we were on the phone. I love that you bring it up because you will never forget that ever.
I never, and that's always the first thing that comes to mind. Is like you're just like, dude, he's done. It's over, and he was lights out. Cy Young, and then he was like the most consistent pitcher for X amount of years after too. Like
I know he was so good for like all of his 30s. Yeah, he pitched until he was 35 in 2014.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, he won the Cy Young in 2008. Sure did.
Yep. God, we just needed that little kick in the pants from you.
I know. Sure did. maybe Mizorowski will be getting that, and Spencer Strider, since I've been talking crap about them all year. I've not really been talking crap about Mizorowski, but Strider I have.
Yeah, you have, which he was your guy.
Honestly, Strider's like a very similar scenario, right? Where he's coming off of this terrible season. He'll come out, he'll get lit up at the start of spring training. I'm going to call you and say the same thing. So you should draft Spencer Strider.
I think it's a great strategy. That I will do it.
Oh, Duggar's fully in. He was already fully on board. Jeremy says, I like Brewers 14 games and finals. The Brewers, really good team. They're one I've been wanting to stack more, and I haven't got around to it a ton, but I've been wanting to stack the Brewers more. Okay, we're coming back to us. All right, bub. So, man, this is a tough one because I really want to take a picture here, but I think I'm going to push it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my fellow Spencers and Spencer Torkelson. I don't have that a lot. That's also a low exposure for me.
Let's see here. Got 5 outfields so far. Let's go. We're gonna go Gavin Williams here. Just we're gonna get. I want to definitely want to take another pitcher.
Going Gavin.
Woodruff was on my list. I don't know if I'm kind of tempted to take. I don't know. Is it take my 4th pitcher?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, but
I'm gonna. There we go. I'm a Michael King guy. Yep.
I like it. So
I'm healthy.
I'm torn between Sandy or Schlittler. Let me see if I can quickly look at my exposures. Let's see. Schlittler 6.8%. Sandy 13.7. All right. Let's go Schlittler. Let the exposures move the opposite way this time.
Yeah.
Because I'm not completely sold on Sandy, but I do really like Sandy. So it's just one of those things where I keep drafting him, but he should probably be closer to Schlittler as far as because of his upside. I say that, and Sandy's a former Cy Young winner.
Right. Sandra. Former Cardinal great.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The former Cardinal, what could have been.
The trade that keeps on giving.
Sure is. Joe says everyone's so upset about them being the Indians, but in LA, they are the Dodgers. A Dodger is a thief. No problem with thieves. And they stole so much they buy all the players. So true. So true. I didn't know that a Dodger was a name for a thief, although that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah, I guess I never really thought about it.
Yeah. And they started from Brooklyn. So yeah.
The Brooklyn Dodgers.
Oh man, Cory, did you see? I don't know why you using that voice just triggered this, but did you see the Spider Noir trailer, the Nicolas Cage Spider Noir trailer?
I saw the poster, but I didn't see the actual trailer.
Oh man, oh man. So you know that that's the character from Into the Spider-Verse, right?
Oh yeah, of course,
Yeah.
of course. Nicolas
So
Cage, yeah.
making an actual live action show with Nicolas Cage playing that character, they've sold me. I'm looking forward to watching it.
On Spider-Man, like on the PlayStation game, the Spider-Man 2, like that's one of my go-tos. I like to play with Spider Noir.
Oh, really? I know you love that.
Yeah, he's a playable character, and yeah, oh my god, Benny's obsessed with my son. He's obsessed with it. Like, just will watch me play it for hours. I mean, I beat it a million times over. He just likes me to swing around and beat up bad guys.
And Dad is happy to oblige, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Very much so.
So we've been moving along nicely. We are already entering into round 13, Core.
Yeah, this is moving smooth. Everybody's on it.
It sure is. Dave says they're still the Indians to me. Yeah, no, I hear you. I actually have just sort of transitioned over to calling them the Guardians. That first year, I really fought it. Me and Chad, my buddy Chad, we were breaking cards, and we had this card breaking group in 2020 and 21 and into 22. And that was whenever they made the name change, and I fought it for a long time. And then I'm like, yeah, whatever. And just
because you were always kind of an Indians guy though too.
Oh,
like that was like a, I don't know if it's a secondary team or whatever, but you always had a soft spot for the Indians.
I mean, Major League, dude. I know. What can I say?
Oh,
like
it's the best.
Like that's I mean, that's definitely what influenced that for me. Plus, I loved Manny Ramirez from the get-go. I loved Manny. So like, you know, that was the big reasons why. And then who was also my my boy after that, Travis Hafner.
Oh my God, you loved Travis Hafner.
Oh man, I also loved Travis Hafner.
That Hafner was your guy.
All right, we're coming back around, bud. We're already almost back. Man, I miss Travis Hafner. Gronk.
Yep, Pronk.
Yep.
Yeah, man. That was your guy. And rightfully so.
I'm looking.
Where are we?
Yeah, he retired in 2013, 2002 to 2013. Okay, we are. Who was?
Albies was he? I got Albies was who I was looking at.
Good you were looking at Albies.
Yeah.
So, I man, again, I'm going to go with stack compared to shares. I was about to say I have more Simeon than I do Christian Walker or Trevor Story or Jacob Wilson, and I almost mixed it up, but I like Simeon, and that does give me a Mets piece. Even more of a reason why I wish I had Lindor now.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Chris. I've got Altuve, so I'll just keep on that train. Just a little Houston action.
Yep, I like it.
So we'll talk here after these picks, but I'm gonna go Jason Dominguez.
Okay, Jason Dominguez. Okay, I'm pushing outfield. I know that. I'm between pitcher or infield. You know what? I was just talking about Story. Let's go ahead and grab Story. I have the chance to get him too. I'm going to tell myself a story. He'll be healthy. So
Heyo.
Dave says Carlos
But one,
Baerga for him. Denver Dog says Bryce Miller's team. And Jeremy says, taking all my Houston, Cory.
sorry, what can I say?
All right. What were you about to say?
What was I going to say?
You were about to ask me something. Our pick.
Schwellenbach.
Mhm.
That's one that's come up recently that I was to say, like, at what point, I mean, are you fading completely? I'm assuming, especially at his ADP now, I'm assuming you are. Is there a number or is he off your board?
For me personally, he's off my board. Okay. And the reason why I'm about to tell you is because currently, as we speak, I am still sitting at 21.9% shares of Schwellenbach in the
Oh,
Dingle.
right.
21.9%. So I have to completely fade him moving forward. Now, I will say for someone like you or someone who's not doing a bunch, here's the argument for like when is the point to take him. He could come back in the second half of the year, right? And maybe he's good down the stretch. But most likely from this injury, it's just like screaming surgery to me, screaming, I mean, God, I hope I'm wrong, but also at the same time, sometimes surgery is best for the long run. And I know you've got Schwellenbach in at least one dynasty league because I traded him to you last year. but,
Yeah.
but like, for the long run, I maybe surgery would be best, but I would just advise against drafting him for anyone at all, period. And if you do, maybe if you're going to have a 7 or 8 pitcher build, and if he fell to, round 19 or 20, sure, maybe. But I don't know. I'm just kind of off of him. Anyone else in the chat want to say what they're doing on? Is he completely off your board? Are you still looking to draft him at a certain point? Yeah, but that's my thoughts.
Okay. No.
Jeremy said he only had one share. Sorry, was that Core? Oh, we lost Cory. Let me text him and tell, because he was breaking up there. Let me text him and tell, jump back on. Your internet is working. All right. Well, yeah. Here we go. Testing.
You got me?
I got you. I don't know what happened there. Your internet just drop off or what?
You got me? Okay. I got it's well then I just started getting spinning wheels everywhere, and I'm like, geez, I hope that's me and not him. My bad, dog. Should have paid the bill, I guess.
You're good, buddy. You're good. We're back up. Okay. I'm gonna go with a Ryan Bloomfield special here and go with Aaron Nola because I do not have much of Nola, and he's a good bounce back candidate.
Yep.
I only have 5%
of him.
It.
I am going to go Trevor Rogers and see if how he finished last year was the real deal.
Denver Dog says, I don't like drafting next to Brad. Brad says, why? I love you. I'll draft next to you any day. All right, Core. What you looking at?
Stanton Steer there. I think I'm going to go infield here with Ezekiel Tovar.
Ooh, nice. I like me some Tovar. All right.
Yeah.
And then this pick that I'm about to make, I will dedicate to Brad in the chat here because I saw a screenshot of a team you drafted, or I think it was last night on the stream with Sheep, which last night Sheep did an awesome stream. Anyone who doesn't know, over on Stacking Dingers, Matthew, Dark Sheep, he has the Sheep Seats show where he does drafts like this. Last night, and a guy, they actually opened up packs of cards, Cory, like they got packs of cards, and then they had this like game where they put each card in this spreadsheet, and then they had different points for if you took the player versus if you took a teammate versus, it was a whole thing. It was kind of, I couldn't I don't remember all the rules, but it was really cool. It was a good idea.
Yeah. Sorry, I am being distracted right now.
Hey, that's all right. No problem.
Terrible guest etiquette. Terrible. But yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah. I
Just to clarify, no, Icon, Brad is BRDMC3, who's at pick 1, and Icon at pick 12. Remind me what your name is in the chat. You said it earlier. I can go back to see. Icon. Pick 12. Oh, it's Jeremy. Yeah, it's Jeremy. Duh. Wait. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Got confused there, guys, but that's what it is. Jeremy is Icon. And and then also I'm in a Skynuts. Oh, Skynuts is in here as well. Who is at that Skynuts? That's a funny name. It reminds me of like Skynet, but like, yeah, that's a good name. It makes me laugh. Pick 6, Schwarber, Skeens, Cal, Bryce. Nice. We'll do a little bit of a team review here at the end. Okay. Let me get this back up here. So we are coming to the end of round 16, start of round 17. Cory, what's your build right now? What's your current build structure?
Let's fire up here. Okay. I've messed it one time. We're at a 5-5-6 right now.
5-5-6. Yeah. And 5-5-6
Pretty
is
balanced.
what I'm at as well. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, twins. We did not plan that.
Twinsies. Remember last time, whenever you're on with me, you said, just follow along with what I do and just do the opposite of Duggar.
It's gotten me this far.
It's gotten you this far in life. And then Joe says, opposite of these, it's a grind. When you play RLCs. Guys, what are you talking about with our RCLs? What's RCLs? I'm sure I should know that, but I don't. RCLs. Cory, you know what RCLs is?
Not an RCL guy. Apparently.
No. What about are you an RC Cola guy?
Back in the day, I messed around with a little RC.
Yeah.
It's still around. Royal Crown.
Oh, dude, in the glass bottle too. Oh, that was
the glass bottle. Ooh, man, that's living. That's LIVIN.
It sure is. Jeremy says Underdog DraftKings used to do NFC and NFBC. I need someone. Joe, pop in here and tell me what RCLs are. Inquiring minds, I need to know.
Wait, needs to know.
Needs to know.
How am I supposed to sleep tonight?
So we've got some awesome teams in this league. This is a tough league right here, guys. We are all killing it. Who knows? Who knows who's going to win this? Except for Duggar. We can pretty much mark him off, right, Duggar?
Yeah, that's one of the worst teams I've ever seen. But
Bobby Witt Jr. Ugh.
Wolf. Never heard of her.
God, speaking of Bobby Witt, bro, I cannot wait for the WBC. I mean, I don't know if you've gone through. Have you gone through and looked at many of the rosters?
Just honestly, just US.
Just US. Well, there's a ton of great teams, but the US roster, is that not like almost like the dream team of baseball? Like,
yeah,
it's incredible.
Sucks that they lost Carroll, but I mean, Roman Anthony stepping in. Hopefully, that'll be cool to see him on that stage.
You mean Roman Guns Anthony? My gosh, I'm sure you've seen the pictures of him on Twitter.
Yeah, jacked to the gills.
Jacked to the gills. I'm sure that means nothing bad. Oh man, I was about to take Isaac Paredes. But instead, I'm going to go with the number 1 Cardinal, my boy, Ivan Herrera.
Hey, we got a
Let's
Cardinal.
go.
Like, what's this? We got in the 200s before a Cardinals pick. That's awesome. I might can't go with the Houston flow. Keep and pick up Isaac Paredes now.
I didn't pick him specifically so that you'd have the
Did it?
chance. All right.
Isaac.
All right. I have heard of Razzball before. Joe jumped in and clarified for me. RCL is Razzball. But I just pulled up their website because do they have like best balls on this? I'm looking through here. Rankings, starting lineup, set, projecting, training analyzer, teams, leagues. RCL master standings, Razzball commentator league signups, commentator leagues. Okay, so this is what it is. And then there's Raz Slam. Got it. Okay. Well, cool. Yeah, I've heard
you didn't take the
Razzball
first Cardinal.
before.
You've been called out.
Oh, dang it. I didn't.
Oh, Jordan Walker. I just saw Jordan Walker. Yeah. Is that?
Oh, dang.
That's it.
I should have known.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave had to
Jordan
jump
Walker,
in and get him some Jordan Walker before anyone else.
Yep.
The legend he is, Brad says. And Joe, they're Roto leagues. Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, and I love Roto. Roto is what honestly, it's my favorite form of pure fantasy baseball. But
remember the Brendan Roberts League
draft? Oh, I remember the Brendan Roberts League. Oh, yes, sir. Brendan Roberts, who was I don't know. Let me Google him.
Yeah, because it was was it Sporting News at the time? But he went to ESPN. He was at ESPN for a while.
Wait, I typed in Brendan Rodgers. What was his name?
Brendan Roberts. Oh, Dave, I didn't know that's who you were talking about. I didn't even click, but yep, it makes a lot of sense now.
It looks like
Brendan Roberts.
He's working at the Athletic now, Corey.
Oh, is he? Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that was probably back 2000. That was back.
Okay.
7 maybe.
I can tell you, it was Howie Kendrick's year because I drafted Howie Kendrick, and I was like, and I told him I was like, Howie Kendrick can win the batting title. It was Howard Kendrick at the time. Yeah, 2006, Corey. 2006. That
06 was. Yeah, it was 06, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, I remember. Yep. Okay, so
that was fun.
Just so we used to work, and like I used to work at a store. It was a Pro Image in the mall, and the manager. We all played. We were all baseball nerds, baseball draft nerds, whatever. And he got connected with Brendan Roberts, who wrote for Sporting News at the time. Eventually did ESPN, now at the Athletic, but. Brendan came in. We did like in the middle of the mall with like people walking around. We did a draft with like the board and the stickers and stuff for people to just walk by and look at us like zoo animals. And yeah,
2006, the mall was still busy. The mall was still busy back then too. There's a lot of people.
People were walking by, and there was probably a lot of women too because of all of us just sexy men drafting. The ladies couldn't resist. But I'll never forget. But it was right before we had another draft later, and Brendan was on his way out, and I pulled him real quick. I was like, "Hey, Brendan, real quick, Tim Lincecum, yay or nay?" He was like, "I was like, boom." And there was. I was the Lincecum guy after that. It was before he was Lincecum.
He was, what's crazy is how dominant he was. It was just a very small amount of time. You know what, Core? Maybe it was 2007 then, because that was Lincecum's rookie year.
I was going to say 06 was my first year playing.
Second year. So okay,
06 was my first year playing. So it had, yeah. That sounds right.
Yep, Duggar was there. He said in the chat, we drafted in the middle of a mall. Yes, we sure did. That was a lot of fun, though.
We sure did.
And it was a good memory.
It was better than the empty food court.
We've also drafted in malls many times over the years, but yeah, a lot of times it's in empty food courts. It was nice when the food courts actually had food that we could get while we were drafting.
Yeah. Then it
Joe
got to the
says
point
I
where
was
there was
fourth
line
last
on it.
year. Joe, what were you fourth in, bud? Were you fourth on Razzball? And if so, that is amazing. Is it like a big tournament? Like, how does that work? I'll need to look into that. Like I said, I've heard of it. I've heard people talk of it. I've never played it. Obviously, it's Roto. I could jump right in, I'm sure. All right. I need a seventh pitcher.
Right?
I don't have a good enough pitching team to go with just who I have. I need at least one more. And I'm gonna also take some. I'm gonna, you know what? I may take two more. I might do an 8-6-6 build, but I'm gonna put it on you while I think about it.
Who did you take? I didn't even see.
Reed Detmers.
We were just talking about this guy the other day. I'm gonna pull the trigger. Waldrop,
nice. Yep.
Hurston Waldrop the third.
Hurston Waldrop the third, Esquire.
It just sounds regal.
It sure does. FK Cooler says I almost picked Detmers, but he's my SP7 a lot, so I switched it up. So for me, I wanted to draft him because I don't draft him very often. And again, actually, I'm looking.
Roll the dice on Grayson.
Oh, you be. I said I was about to double up pitcher because I literally was like, I'm about to take both these Angels pitchers. Dang it. Okay, now I got to reconsider things.
Not today, Satan.
Dang it. You got me.
This isn't Jimmy Graham level, but
no, it's not. No, it's
tilt,
not.
But yeah,
the most tilt I've ever tilted. Okay,
go ahead.
I just took Jorge Polanco. Went with another Met infielder.
Sure. Yeah. No. And for Grayson, like I just like I scrolled down, saw his name, and like all I got to see is health. Like, okay, they say as of right now he's healthy, so
we'll take a shot. I just read an article like 15 minutes before we got on the phone that was like, Grayson's looking good. He's throwing in camp and reporting that he feels great, and and he wants to make 30 starts this year. Yeah, dude, I know. Now I got to get Grayson. And the first time I was going to, you blocked me.
Gotcha.
That was my first Detmers too. I just noticed in the dinger, that was my first Detmers. I know I've drafted Detmers. Let me go to players.
So could you remind me of what was Grayson Rodriguez's journey to get to LA? Was it trade, I'm assuming?
I took him one in way too early, one in eliminator. It was trade, and it was a big trade. It was the Taylor Ward trade. He was traded for Taylor
Ward. Knew that's what Taylor. Like as I was saying, I was like, I think I remember that Taylor Ward. Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Skylar says I almost picked up, or that was a tough draft. That was a tough draft, but that was a super fun draft.
Yeah,
and Joe says,
draft, guys.
I lost the fourth in Razzball on the last day by 1 win and 1 hit. Ugh. Brutal. You might as well finish last then. That's how I lost the Gladiator tournament in year 1 in 2023. I finished second, and I missed out by the smallest of margins. I mean, it's like kind of points in this anyway. I don't know if it was like 1 hit or whatever, but it was super close. Yeah, so I feel your pain, Joe. I feel your pain. Well, guys, that was a super fun draft. I want to do a quick review, but we got a lot of teams in this, so I'm going to have to do it kind of quick. And Cory, do you want to stay on and do another?
I'll stay on for the recap, but I think I am going to have to bow out, but okay. I will stay on for the recap.
Okay, no problem. I'll do our teams last, and I'm going to run through who I know is in here from the chat. So let's pull it up on here. Okay, so starting with pick number 1, we've got Brad. Now, whenever I'm doing this, I can't see what's in the comments. So, Cory, if there's anything I need to see in the comments, let me know.
Yep.
So Brad went with a 7-7-6. Crochet, Kirby, Sonny Gray, Bubba Chandler, Lodolo, Jose Soriano, and Shane McClanahan. I love all those pitchers.
Well, I like that staff.
Yep, it's a super strong staff. It's got a good mixture of veterans and upside. Couple injury risks, but they're like high in injury risks, mixed with like some dependable innings there. I think that you can get from Soriano and Sonny Gray. Infield: Machado, Corey Seager, Yandy, Munetaki Murakami, Connor Griffin, Miguel Vargas, and Max
What a fun
Muncy.
name.
Gosh, who, Murakami?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. What a great name. I just call him
name.
I call him Mooney a lot, but yeah, I love that name. Brad, you drafted another banger, bro. What can I say? This is an awesome infield, outfield, Shohei, Langford, Nimmo, Brian Reynolds, Varsho, and Seti Molmol. So yeah, love that one, bro. Love it. Okay. Then we got Denver Dog with a 7.76. Yamamoto, Dylan Cease, Luzardo, Snell, Edward Cabrera, Shoto Omoniga, Cade Horton. We've got a triple Cubs to end. You could have thrown Matt Boyd in there, I guess, too, but I like that honestly a lot. That's a really good pitching staff. Double Dodgers, Cease, Luzardo. Both guys, I think, could have monster seasons. I'm huge on Edward Cabrera. Big fan of that staff. Austin Riley, William Contreras, Jackson Holiday. I was telling Corey earlier, I'm kind of off of Jackson Holiday now until maybe, I don't know. I was on him before, thought he was a good breakout. I'm really worried about this hamate with his setback and him being so young. And I don't know. I probably shouldn't be as worried because I was super high on him as a breakout year 3 candidate before this injury. Jordan Westberg, who's also a bit of an injury risk right now. He's got some sort of like oblique thing. But we've also got Adley on this team, and we've got Colton Cowser. So we've got a nice Orioles theme going here, and you didn't have to spend up for him. So I like what you did there. And then you got 2 of my guys, Manzardo and Royce Lewis, Acuna, Churio, Roman Anthony, yeah, Michael Harris, Wilyer Abreu, great outfield. So another awesome draft, Denver Dog. This is a tough room. I knew we were going to have a bunch of good teams. So Joe got him a 7.67. Logan Gilbert, Nick Pivetta, Chase Burns, Zach Wheeler, Carlos Rodon, Bubic, Cantillo. So got the risk of Wheeler and Rodon back-to-back in the middle of your staff. Bubic, a little bit of a risk too. I like that you're just staying strong with the Joe Cantillo. Joe, what's your Joey Cantillo percent? Can you tell me that? I wonder if you're over 10%. I'm wondering if you're over 10%. But then like some dependable arms at the top with Gilbert, Pivetta. So overall, this is very good, risky, but upside pitching staff. Kurtz, Cattell, Perdomo, Gino, Goodman, Sal Stewart. This was the 7.67. And then Soto, Duran, Stowers, Ozuna, Chandler Simpson, Carson Binge, and Gavin Sheets. I can't wait to find out what Chandler Simpson's going to do for Underdog specifically. Cannot wait. He's easily my most hated on, but also like most fascinating guy to see this season play out. Carson Binge, I've not done him yet, but I've considered him. I know I've considered him in some Mets stacks. That's a Mets rookie core who's, they're talking about him getting a good chance. Dave went with a 6.86. Dave, which number dinger is this for you? Is this your first one, your second one? I know you were going to get in the draft list the other day and it didn't happen. And you sent me a lineup you did, but I didn't know if it was the dinger or the eliminator. I don't remember. But for Dave's team, he went with Hunter Brown, Cole Reagans, Joe Ryan, Nolan McLean, Bryce Miller, Mitch Keller. So right at the top, Hunter Brown, I love, super dependable. Joe Ryan, very dependable. Cole Reagans could be an elite stud. Obviously,
he said first. Dave said first.
First one, okay. The risk with Reagans, but he's got, I would say top 5 pitcher upside if he's fully healthy. I love Nolan McLean. If it was me with having Bryce Miller and Mitch Keller, I would have taken a 7th pitcher. So my immediate takeaway before I say Nolan Arenado, I should have known. God, Dave loves Nolan Arenado. instead of Nolan Arenado. Maybe one more pitcher would have suited this team a little bit better. But hey, if everything works out and your guys stay healthy, then you could be just fine with who you have. Gunnar, Junior Caminero, Jazz, Colson Montgomery, Wilson Contreras, Addison Barger, Andrew Vaughn, Nolan Arenado. Now that I've looked at your infield, you have a really good infield. So you definitely didn't need Arenado. That was more of a classic Dave Homer pick than anything. I know that. Your outfield, Tatis, Lou Bob, Dalen Lyle, Jordan Walker, Mickey Moniak, Jesus Sanchez. Now, all of these pieces individually, I like. And I like Jesus Sanchez now, actually. I'm going to start drafting him now that he's gone to Toronto. I probably should have been drafted him already occasionally, but I haven't been. But I am going to start taking some Jesus Sanchez because I like that trade. But even though I like all these guys individually, I don't know that this, again, is a good enough outfield to go with 6. Again, you could have taken Nolan Arenado, thrown another outfielder in, because whenever you're having to rely on Lou Bob, Dalen Lyle, and Jordan Walker to give you points, I don't know if that's going to get you there, especially versus this room. But this is dinger number 1, my friend. Learn from it. Push outfield up a little bit. You can push your infield quality down. Maybe at 1 pick, maybe this Jazz pick could have been an outfielder. And I think that you will have some much better teams because overall, you've got a good mix of players. So there you go, Dave. Hope that helped, buddy. But next time, let's see one more pitcher or one more outfield instead of Nolan Arenado. Skynuts at pick 6. Skynuts, dude. I'm going to remember that name always. Skeens, Freddie P., Glasnow, Kikuchi, Boyd, Drew Rasmussen. So for a 6-pitcher build, this is also you've got Skeens and Freddie P, and they should be good most every week. But Glasnow's risk of potential injury, or I would say not even potential, but like more like impending, or like it's gonna happen, because he never pitches more than 120 innings. Yusei Kikuchi, I'm not huge on, but I do think he's dependable for innings. Matthew Boyd and Drew Rasmussen. So Matthew Boyd and Drew Rasmussen I'm into. So I guess for me, it's just because of these 2 middle ones. Like Glasnow I love, but I'm scared of him. Kikuchi I don't love. I think one more pitcher. But with that said, it's a very interesting pitching staff that could be fine as is. Cal Raleigh.
Sorry about the cat, guys. That's on me. I didn't know that anybody can hear that. And I've just got the neediest cat on the planet that's just sitting here, literally just staring at me and meowing nonstop.
Go give that cat some food.
She won't stop. She won't. I fed her, and she's just a psychopath. Sorry about that, guys.
Cal Raleigh, Bryce Harper, Zach Neto, Michael Bush, Dansby, Nico, Bryson, Stott. So I see we've got a Cubs thing going here. Schwarber, Ian Happ, Kwan, Sedane, Friedel, Frelick, and Bader. I really like your hitters. I really like your hitters a lot. The 6-7-7 build. And I like the Cubs stack that you've got going here. Oh God, now I hear it. I didn't even notice before.
I'm mute when I'm not talking.
It. Okay, there you go.
I know it's kind of too.
Okay. So Duggar 776, Christopher Sanchez, Mackenzie Gore, Pablo Lopez, Trey Savage, Tetsuya Imai, Jack Leiter, Quinn Priester, Duggar, awesome pitching staff. Bobby Witt, Vlad Jr., Vinny P., Akamoto, Salvi, JJ Weatherholt, Burleson, Riley Green, Springer, Joe Adell, Cags, Jung Hoo Lee, Matt Wallner. It's like you've done one or two of these, Duggar. No, I love the team. I like how I guess I don't love the Riley Green pick. I don't know if you did that on purpose, like moving him up a little, but other than that, I really like the whole way you built this team. Love the pitching staff. Yeah, man, another banger. All right. After that, we got FK Coolers, and he went with 7.
Denver Dog. I'm stealing that cat stream name for mine too. Just FYI. Thank you for that.
I named the Just Trapped #cat stream. Oh man, gosh dang it! Whenever I rewatch this now, that's what I'm going to hear too. I guess my brain just filtered it out whenever we were talking earlier. So okay,
I did. I mean, if somebody could have said anything, like, yeah, I would have been able to tell. Like, I just didn't know people could hear that. I thought these
it's
were
all
supposed
right.
to be noise canceling. Apple, thanks a lot, Cook.
Next time, we'll lock that cat in the basement for our next video.
Yeah, jeez,
Okay,
unreal.
Chris Sale, Gossman, Robbie Ray, Sandy Alcantara, Evaldi, Emmett Sheehan, Braxton Ashcraft. Love this pitching staff. Um, love Chris Sale, Gossman and Robbie Ray, Sandy Alcantara, Evaldi, all very good, dependable starters if they're healthy. Obviously, we've seen the injuries, but I like all of them. And they can all be innings eaters that can get you wins and quality starts. And then the upside with Emmett Sheehan and Braxton, yeah, really, really like that pitching staff. Then we got Matt Olson, Lindor, Willie Adames, Ozzie Albies, Will Smith, Luke Keeschel, Josh Bell. So I'm assuming do you got? Oh man, if only you had Buxton. Kyle Tucker, Devers, Teoscar, Heliot Ramos, Jacob Marcy, Jordan Beck. Yeah, so you've got a San Fran thing going with Adames, Rafi, and Ramos. We've got a Dodgers trio. You got the Lindor fall. Man, I should have taken that Lindor fall. Matt Olson, Ozzie Albies. So a duo. Yeah, man, really great team. Really great team. I got no notes. And who we got? We got the Icon at the end here with an 866 build. I like these 866 builds. Green, Strider, Miz, Woodruff, Luis Castillo, Flaherty, Singer, Musgrove. Okay. I want to point something out that you did here, Jeremy. For Strider, Mizorowski, and Woodruff, for taking all of these guys on the same staff and assuming all of this risk, you're also assuming all of this upside. And I'm a huge Hunter Green fan. You got him at a good ADP dip. And my gosh, Castillo, Flaherty, and Singer, these are some absolute dependable innings guys that can help get you through if you've got some injuries or some underproduction. But and then Joe Musgrove, one of my favorite, like shoot for the moon last round picks for my pitching staff. So yeah, man, for that, I'm going to see how you did with infield and outfield, but I love those pitchers. And I think your infield and outfield will be good because you also push pitching to do this. So Ellie, Shea Langoliers, Jacob Wilson, Steer, McLean, Noelvi. First off, the stack is amazing. Jordan, Soderstrom, Belly, Butler, Trout, Stanton. Oh, dude, amazing, amazing team. Awesome stack, really good pitching staff. That I would say is iconic. See what I did there, Core? See what I did?
I see it.
You picked up on it. All right, now we're gonna go through your team. So come off
Great.
mute. Tell me what you thought. I've got your team pulled up here. Tell me what you think.
Not on
Go
mute.
through it here.
Yeah, I'm not on mute. Yeah, it's fine. Uh, that's my in-depth analysis. I mean, Scooble's always nice to start with him, free, and then I waited on pitcher for a while. And I think actually from top to bottom, it's solid. I think the later pit, Rogers, Waldrop, Grayson, we'll see. Yeah, but I think that there's upside there if if they pitch and everything. Then Freeman, Abrams, Michael Garcia, and then I had that Houston thing going on with Walker and Paredes and Altuve. I actually really like that infield a lot. I think that's really
Mm-hmm.
solid, top to bottom. And then again, we'll see what happens. Corbin Carroll, it was a slight ADP drop, but I didn't get a deal on him or anything. It's just I just decided to go with him at the time. So, my outfield, it's fine. I mean, I don't think it's like the sexiest outfield you ever see, but I think it could get the job done.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think you did good for your third team here. Um, I agree with your pitching. I really like the 7 pitchers because the 4 that you have at the top with Scooble and Freed, and then the upside of that Gavin Williams gives you and Michael King. I'm really into that. And then I like Rogers, Waldrop, and of course Grayson now, who I'm going to start mixing him in. I like that staff. Your infielders, I like all your infielders. I don't think you needed a seventh either. So I think that it was good. I think your infield's good enough to just roll with who you have. Now,
Yeah.
the outfield, there's only one thing that I'm just not a fan of, and that's the Jason Dominguez pick. But I hope
You
to
hate
be
him. You
wrong,
hate him.
but I
You
do.
hate him.
I kind of hate him. I just don't know that he's going to play hardly ever. And their injuries are going to happen. That was a big thing I've talked about. I mean, Yankees always have injuries. So I have no doubt. I don't think he's going to like
They
start
employ
be in the
Giancarlo
minor leagues
Stanton.
all year. Exactly. Like injuries will happen. He will play. I just don't know that he's going to play
Sure.
that often or that well. So I've been staying away from him. But I was all aboard the Jason Dominguez train last year. So we'll see. But yeah, man, overall, I think you had a really good team there. So I hope you feel good about that. I think that's a good one. And then I'll close it out with mine here. I went with another 776, which I do. Let me go to my exposures portfolio, dingers. I do 776 47 out of 79 times. So almost half my time. And I went with, I think this is an okay pitching staff. This is definitely not one of my best, but Logan Webb with DeGrom's upside, Bradish's upside, Schlittler's upside, a couple of like solid innings guys with Nola and Shane Smith. And then I'm calling Shane Smith a consistent innings guy after 1 year. That's not really true. What he should be, I'll say that. And then taking my first swing at Reed Detmers here. I would have liked if I could have got Grayson on this team. It's all right. 'Twas not to be. Jose
This is
Ramirez.
awkward.
This is awkward. Jose Ramirez, Bo Bichette, Torkelson, Simeon, Story, Ivan Herrera, Jorge Polanco. Um, yeah, it's fine. I kind of like you. I'm like, I have a fine infield. Um, it's guys that I don't draft often, right? So these top three are low percent owned guys for me. So it's just sort of weird seeing this group together for me. And then Rooker, Jackson Merrill, Taylor Ward, Profar, Trent Grisham, Chase DeLauder. Grisham and DeLauder are real low owned guys. So for me, taking more low owned guys, it makes me kind of feel a little apprehensive about my lineup. But overall, I think I feel good with how
Yeah,
that
but
team
when
went.
when you get to this stage in your builds and everything, it's like you start to kind of mix things up, and so you're not always going to be in love with every team, but like we don't draft the same teams over and over, and when you start
Mm-hmm.
mixing in shares of guys, then that's when you're like, I'm not in love with him, but I don't have any other shares. So, and like for me, I'm not in love with this team because I've had the same pick 3 drafts, and all 3 drafts I've been 11 or 12. So I'm trying to not draft the exact same teams, but some of these players I just keep getting because I was like, that's who I like. So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
hopefully the next time I can get something that isn't 11 or 12.
Yep. I know. And well, buddy, we'll do that again
Yep.
soon. We'll get on
Yeah.
here and hopefully we'll get you one that's not 11, 10, 11, or 12 and get you a pick higher in this and see what you can do with a Juan Soto or Ronald Acuna team. If you do,
Yeah.
um,
That'd be
makes
great.
I'll
I've heard
make
of
the
them.
suggestion. Learn from me. If Lindor's there in round 4, go ahead and grab him.
You are the cautionary. That's my biggest takeaway today is if Lindor's there, take him and
Yep.
don't be stupid.
Do not be an
And
idiot.
also feed your cat.
And
I did learn
also
that.
hashtag cat
Okay.
stream.
Yeah.
Uh, all right.
You embarrass me
Well,
in front of the guys. Okay.
Okay. Well, guys, we are done. Corey, thank you, bud. And for anyone who wants to stay on, we'll jump in another draft. Corey, I'll talk
All
to
right.
you later on,
Happy
buddy.
drafting, guys. See you guys.
See ya. All right, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and do a countdown, and we're going to jump in and see what happens here. And the countdown is in 3, 2, 1, enter. 9 more. 9 more to start. All right, so anyone who wants in, jump on in. Denver Dog, see you, buddy. And then who else is out? Joe, thanks for coming, guys. I hope you had fun. That was an awesome first draft. 4 more to start. Duggar, you staying around for this one? And then let me go up because obviously while I was doing those teams, I didn't see any comments. Brad, I I'm not being the check man this time of the dinger. Don't feel like managing 2 drafts. Yeah, no. I just that's why I said I wasn't planning on asking anyone this time. I was like, we're just gonna jump in and see what happens. And yeah, imagine if I had Lindor. Duggar says, I usually don't force stacks. I let them happen, but this room kept sniping me. So I forced a 2-team stack, and I do like how it turned out. Yeah, I like that other stack. I forget now from just going through those teams who had that Cincinnati one, but that was awesome. I think it was Jeremy, wasn't it? Wasn't it the icon? I definitely stacked a lot. Got that DraftKings mentality. Denver Dog says, when's Cole supposed to be back? Brad says May or late April. Yeah, in my mind, I was thinking June, but I always kind of like push things out a little further in my mind. But boy, man, if it was late April, that would be amazing. Oh, because Jeremy says my highest owned player, Garrett Cole, 48%. I get it with him being as late as he goes. FK Coolers, thanks for the review of these teams. Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks, Coolers. And then Joe earlier said, I must have heard the cat give him a hamate bone to shut him up. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. 3 more to start, by the way, guys. And then let's see here. Dave says we all have Duggar. Hashtag CatGate 2026. Denver, wow, there were so many. Yeah, this was a stacked draft where we were almost all in it. Hashtag CatGate. Oh my gosh. Cory, feed your cat. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to re-listen to this and hear this cat meowing the whole time. Brad says, oh, okay, it's their cat, not mine. I keep yelling at my cat. Oh man, 2 more to start. Denver Dog says, yeah, Bryce Miller's undrafted half the time. Yeah. And, we've kind of talked about that. Sheep had brought it up. There's definitely something to when you're drafting players at the late drafting guys that aren't always taking, because that there's just going to be only so many lineups that advance that'll have them. Man, there's a lot of comments while we were doing that review. 21% Cantillo, Joe says. Oh, nice. Yeah, I knew I've seen you draft Cantillo. Yeah, I always go Cantillo. I've seen you draft Cantillo a good amount, Joe. And again, I'm fully on board with that. I've not done it myself that much. Let's go check here. Cantillo, 1.4% in the dinger. So that probably means I've taken him 1 time in the dinger. No, that would be 2 times because 0.7 for me is 1 time. So I'm taking him 2 times in the dinger. But I've mentioned this before. I taken him multiple times in the gladiator. Okay. So I see here. So Dave, hey, Dave, thanks, buddy. Thanks for jumping on. I'm glad you got in. Duggar says, I'm on. Sweet. Glad you're here, Duggar. And then Jeremy, he's in. Awesome. And Joe says, all right, I'll do 1 more. All right. It tastes so good once it hits your lips. And then Jeremy says 44% Chase Burns might be my second highest owned. Ooh, wow. 44% Chase Burns. Well, bro, I hope that turns out. I definitely am not there. I am Chase Burns. Let's see. Where are you at, Chase Burns? I am 4.9% in the dinger. Whereas like McLean, I'm 21.7. All these young guys, here's my percent going into this draft. Mizorowski, 2.8. Who are the other ones there? Oh, I see draft started. Schlittler, I'm missing where Schlittler is. It's 7%. Bubba Chandler for me, 23%. So see, like Bubba Chandler and Nolan McLean are kind of my Corbin Burns, my Chase Burns. All right, so let's see what we got here. So I was inverted at the 1-1. I got the 1-2 this, so another, oh man, come on, Judge. I was inverted. Please give me Judge. If not, I'll take another Ohtani. That'll be fine. Let's get this pulled up here. Whoops. Go to draft. Okay. And then so we've got the icon, Jeremy, at 3. We're picking next to each other. Skins over birds. Yo, Craig. Let's see here. Who else we got that we know? Duggar got him pick 8, so almost 7 again. Joe got pick 9. FK Coolers got pick 10. Brad got pick 11. Guys, glad to see you all back here. And Mile High Buckeye 11 got pick 12. Anyone who is in the chat that was in this that was not in the first one, let me know. And got some judge. And anyone who I'll do a review at the end for anyone who's in here and says something. Okay, we are back up and going. Otani, Judge, and Soto. Duggar's like pick 8. Ugh, yeah, no, bro, I hear you. But I actually like pick 8. It's just from you having back-to-back drafts with pick 7. And Brad, glad you're back here with us, bud. Pick 11. So you get the Cory pick from last draft this time. Let's see what you can do from pick 11. I have no doubt you'll do something unique and awesome. And then Joe, pick 9. Joe, or any of you guys, now I know Brad, I know you have, but are any of you guys using this MLB exposures tool other than me and Brad? Joe, I think you said you use just your phone, right? And you don't have a computer. But Jeremy, Denver Dogs is off, FK Coolers. Anyone else use this exposure tool to look at their teams? Duggar, you should, by the way, because you have your computer. I'm going to go ahead and drop this here. Here's the link for this website. So if anyone wants to know how you use this website, I just dropped it. Oh, nice English, Spence, that I just dropped in the comments. So here's what you do. You go to your drafts. You go to completed. And then you pick which slate you're looking at. So if you're going to the slate where we're at now with the dinger in it, and then the other, like the base hit and the bunts, the 2026 season slate, you click email exposures, which I've already done because I did this prior to our draft so I could have my sheet updated. That will email you a spreadsheet of your exposures. Then you just go to your email, open that, and save it. It'll be in your downloads folder. Once it's saved in your downloads folder, then you go to the exposure tool, which, you know what? Let me just switch this here, share this tab instead. Did that do it? It did. Sweet. So then you go here to this. This is what the main page looks like. You go right here to the main slate, hit upload CSV. When you do that, you'll see right here, I mean, you can go to your downloads folder and then just put in right there. And then that's it. That's how you do it. And then as soon as you do that, it just, boom, instantly puts in all this info. And you can see all your shares, different kinds of tournaments, all of this. Just it's super nice and easy. Okay, let me switch it back over here. Share this tab instead. Boom. All right. Now everyone got to see that who hasn't got to see that before. Okay. So let's catch up with what's been happening here. So let's see here. Duggar got Julio and Vlad. You know, I love that. Joe got Tatis and Devers. That's super strong. I mean, all of these picks are. Ooh, look at Roman Anthony getting moved up. I mean, I don't hate it. I like it. But, Churio was moved up. Brad, I see what you did there. Jordan and Churio. That's I knew you were going to do some sort of interesting combo there. Jordan and Churio, that's going to be very unique. I highly doubt that very many people have that and are willing to do that. So, see, I like how forward-thinking you always are. FK Coolers, Rooker, Jose Ramirez. I like how whenever you went Rooker here, you didn't just go ahead and say, I'm just going to go get Kurtz. I like how you said, you know what, Jose Ramirez, he's too good not to go ahead and grab. And I bet you were probably thinking Kurtz, and then we're like, nah, I can't do it. Go Jose. And I think you made the right choice. And who else we got in here? The icon. Now it's my pick. Soto and Pete Alonso, former teammates. Okay. Well, I mean, if you guys are just going to give them to me, I'll take him. And I was inverted. I don't know if he's in here. I know he's been in these with us before. Let's see what I missed in the comments while I was going through that. Jeremy says, my sweating dingers doesn't work out, so this will be great. New update on the combo page. You check it out yet? No. Oh, player A, player B. Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome. Good call, Brad. Good call. No, I haven't played around with that. I just uploaded this in here before the draft got going. But I will play with that later. Heard Castellanos signed with San Diego for a case of beer in the dugout every game. Did you guys hear? Oh, crap. Well, hey, you know what? I almost got autoed, but that's okay. I was already going to do this. Double aces. I was inverted, went with Wyatt Langford and Jackson Merrill. This is a super, super fun and interesting draft. Judge Scooble Skeens, Judge Double Aces. I love it. I mean, you guys know I've not been afraid to do that this whole time. Okay, but it's usually been with Shohei. Brad's trying something weird here. Yeah, for sure. Duggar says, I like this Joe guy. Me too. Me too. Jeremy says, I did use this site for Best Ball Mania. I will definitely be using it for football. There's no doubt. Says you maxing everything. Well, all of like the smaller tournament, I maxed the early season, the way too early. I'm gonna max the dinger. I maxed all of those bunts and the what was the other one? That other $5 one that just happened. Gosh, the base hit. Yeah, so I did max all of those. I'm not going to max out the little eliminator, or I did 5 of the regular eliminator. I'm not going to max out the little eliminator because that's 150, and that's just too much for me right now to do that one as well. But I've already done like 8 or 9 of them, and I'm going to draft a lot of those too. All right, back to this here. Joe, I'm Joe. I joke around. We love it, Joe. FK Coolers. I definitely play to use that site once I hit enough drafts to upload and review my stuff on it. Yeah. I think that's a good point because I've said this before, but when I sometimes I say things and it's always good to repeat it on here because I know there's guys that haven't heard before, and FK Coolers, you're probably one of them. I did 50 drafts before I looked at shares at all. Now I knew what I was doing. You know, I did it on purpose. I waited, and then I had a different tool as before I knew about this one, and I made a video that posted it on the channel where I went through my first 50 drafts. I'm gonna do the same thing at 100, but after those first 50 drafts, I knew I was gonna focus more on shares moving forward, because yeah, I like to build a base. Like I did 10 on the first day the dinger opened because I wanted to lay that base for what my shares would be. And I just drafted those with my favorite plays no matter what. I was absolutely taking Kurtz if all the picks ahead of me went ADP. So good call. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's why you took Rooker in that round 1. And then Joe says, me and Duggar stay drafting on our phones. Yeah. Yeah. Duggar has a computer, but I always draft on my phone unless I'm streaming. Brad, I draft on my phone also. I just have a laptop for streams and exposure. Yeah, same. Like my laptop is pretty much just for now this, but just for my spreadsheets. Like literally I use my laptop all the time, but it's for Excel. Back a few years ago, well, I say a few, it's actually been like iPads have been out for a long time. It was more like 10 years ago. I used to try to use the iPad and I thought, oh, I can just use that and not have a laptop. No, I realized very quickly, no, I like to have my actual computer because I do so many different spreadsheets because I'm just a huge fantasy baseball nerd and that's how I like to spend my time. All right. Okay, we're caught up on the comments. Okay, now back to the draft. So let's see what I've missed here. So Brad went with Matt Olson and Taylor Ward to go with his first 2 of Jordan and Churio. Again, definitely a unique build. Matt Olson doesn't fall to the end of round 3 very often. So it's super interesting. And then FK Coolers grabbed him Seiya and Ian Happ. Seiya! And I mean, double Cubs. You can get a lot of Cubs later. I like the double Cubs. I like to stack the Cubs. Joe grabbed him Riley Green and Manny Machado. Love that. The 3 outfields, Tatis, Devers. Oh, I'm up. I'm going with another outfield. I'm going with my boy Byron Buxton. Come on down. And let's see here. The icon went with Pete Crow Armstrong, Mookie Betts. I was inverted, just grabbed him double infield after those 3 outfield with Trey Turner, Austin Riley. So I could go with Jazz as a stack piece or Yoshinobu Yamamoto for like a super strong trio of honestly potentially 3 of the top 4 pitchers. Wouldn't be the first time I've done it. Probably would be the first time I've done it with Judge, though. I'm doing it. Yamamoto it is. All right, and then Teoscar to Jeremy the Icon, and that's a little double Dodgers thing with Betts and Teoscar. And then I see you don't really have a stack before that, but all these teams, if you want to throw any extra pieces on, you can, of course, as we move on. Skins over Birds. I don't know if you're in here, but I definitely know I've seen you in these with us. He's gone with Acuna, Kurtz, Jarren Duran, Ketel Marte, and Christian Yelich. Good, solid. I'm the only crazy here that's going crazy pitcher. That's all right though. We'll see how I can build this team out. Jazz. I'm gonna go look up my Jazz real quick. I probably should have gone Jazz from a exposure standpoint. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I know whenever I did that 50 shares, I had not taken Jazz much. I've got Jazz at 2.7% now, so that's a handful of dinger shares, but not a lot. I should. I've said it. I need to make a focus, and then I didn't do it. I need to take Jazz more. All right, and then let's see here. Is the double A start you did something you'd only do when both are ADP fallers? Well, I mean, yeah, I would say yes. As far as like, well, maybe no, because now their ADPs have fell. Where a lot of times you have the option, although it's not always with Scooble. It's usually not with Scooble. So a lot of times you can still do like Skeens and Crochet. But Scooble, I've seen in most drafts going in the mid second round. So at the end of the second round with Judge or Ohtani, you don't see Scooble a ton, but you do. He does make it. It's not super rare. I know there are other people that do it. I before I started this channel, you guys can look at my Twitter. I never post anything. I'm trying to be more active on there, and I see more stuff that especially you guys are putting on. But one thing I did see, someone who I clicked to follow years ago, is Al Zeidenfeld, and I saw him post a thing earlier with Ohtani and Skeens and Scooble. I think that's who it was. It could have been Crochet in there. Anyways, he was talking about the double pitcher start, and he said that he loves to do it in that little tweet. And I was like, ooh, that's nice validation to see Al Smizzle on the same page as me there. But overall, though, I don't do it a ton. From a percent of the time, even though I take those aces, I don't stack them a very high percent of the time. This is Judge number. This is Judge 8.2%. Man, I love this tool. Main slate, I've taken Judge 12 times. Now that's some of those are bunts, but 8% in the dinger. All right, let's get back over here to the draft. I don't want to lose track of what's going on here. I see Brad got him some Cole Reagans and Zach Neto, FK Coolers, Larry Butler, Hunter Brown, Joe, Logan Webb, and Perdomo, Duggar, Christopher Sanchez, and Josh Naylor. Ooh, Duggar. I like this start. Oh yeah, that Seattle start. Whenever I just saw that Josh Naylor, that made me go, look, yeah, buddy, double Blue Jays. Look at you go. All right, now back to the icon. He went with Logan Gilbert. Now it's on me. I don't have an infielder yet. I'm at a 302. Super rare build for me. 302. I know I shouldn't have gone Yamamoto and added on to this, but we're going to use this as a way to do a 677 build. I should just take Bregman, honestly, but I'm not going to. I'm going to grab Michael Harris. I think that's a good spot for Michael Harris. A nice little fall there. And was it an actual ADP fall? Let me see. No, it was right at his ADP, but that's all right. Man, guys, what I really want to do is take Chris Sale and just like go all in on this heavy pitcher build. Oh God, I could do it and just try just to see how it turns out. I mean, if this doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know what? We're doing it. We're going heavy pitcher build just to see how it can turn out. It's probably not going to work. Brad's text you something about first 6 pick start. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh, let's see here. It's okay. So 303. So he sent me, well, Brad sent me is the round 6 or like the structure advance rates from Stacking Dingers. And I started with the 303, and actually it's got a decent, back in last year in 25, it had a really good advance rate, 26.5%. Wow, that's the best. Huh. Interesting, my friend. Very interesting. Well, I'm leaning into it, went with a 4th, so hey, but that's good to know. I appreciate that. Okay. So where are we back at here? Okay. Back to Duggar. So Duggar now grabs him some Joe Adell. That's your 4th outfield. Of course, we love Joe Adell. We are Joe Adell guys here. Joey D went with Willie Adames and FK Coolers. Oh, Joe D. This is not our same Joe. It just hit me. Well, because I think Joe said that he was. No, Joe, you did say that you were staying on. Gosh dang, I was about to be like, Joe said he was leaving. No, Joe's still here. Joe, you are our Joe. Okay, Brad got him Vinny P. There's a Sasquatch sighting. There he is. And you've got a 1-3-3 start. Gino. Duggar's really upset about that Gino pick. I guarantee he's hoping he fell back around to him. Mile High Buckeye. I like that name too. Wait, it doesn't say hi, does it? It says Mile. Oh, it does, but it's just HI. Yeah, Mile High Buckeye with HI. I love looking at these team names. There are some team names every once in a while, or like user handles that just crack me up. And then he went with Strider. Okay, Brad, back to you. What you gonna do here, bud? You've got that 1-3-3 build. You had another outfield, another infield, or another pitcher. Don't get autoed. There it is. Jack Cags. Suck it, Duggar. And that got him some 3 straight Royals with no, not 3 straight. My bad. I just saw Reagan's, but Reagan's, Vinny P, and Jack Caglione. All right. So I've talked about Jack Caglione. I love taking the gamble on him this year. I have him a lot, but Dinger right at that 10%. Overall, though, from all my drafts, it's probably closer to 18%. I can tell you for sure. Yeah, it's 20%. 20% of my overall drafts. Duggar grabbed him some Jesus Luzardo. Ooh, so you've got double Phillies pitchers now. You could add Cliff Lee onto this, as Cory was talking about earlier. And then now we're coming back to Jeremy and I. All right, let's see what happens here. Now, I obviously should go double infield or infield outfield and go with a 4-1-4 or a 4-2-3 is how I should do this. But Jeremy, let's see what you do before I make my decision. Let's see what we've got. Now, I will say this outfield, is it thin right now? We are at pick 95, and the best one is Adolis. So outfield is rough. Adolis has a little thing. Candidate to hit cleanup. Hello. Could bat in the cleanup spot. I mean, we pretty much knew that was in the cards anyway. Okay, Skins over Birds took DeGrom. Okay, that's what I was about to say. If DeGrom made it, then maybe I just go 5. but I'm kind of glad that happened. Okay, so now, I mean, I could take Adolis. I was just looking at him and be my fourth, and then take whatever infield I was inverted doesn't take. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Why not? Let's go with the potential cleanup hitter of Adolis. Now I've got a 404. Go ahead and I'll grab my first infield here. Start with a 414 and see how we can make that work. Because right now, at this point, Jacob deGrom was the last as far as like the pitchers that I would be like, okay, I'm going to spend up to take that ultra elite upside. Okay. CJ Abrams made it. So I don't have any stack pieces. Right now, like stacks aren't really a thing for me. I have four outfielders, all from four different teams. None of the top infielders are stack pieces for me. So I'm going to go with my favorite, most dependable guy here, William Contreras. I also kind of like drafting the Contreras brothers together so I can target Wilson later. But William Contreras versus Miguel Garcia, honestly, I don't know. I could flip a coin as to who's like going to be the most dependable points getter on a week-to-week basis, but I think this is a good buy low on William Contreras. He's coming off of a low season for his standards. All right, see what I missed in the comments. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Duggar earlier said, "Boo, Joe. I liked ankle takers." Brad, you got me on Jack Caglione, and then Joe's like for team names. Brad says, "From our stream, sold me." FK Coolers. Jack is one of those guys where I've had no idea what to do so far due his ADP, but he does not seem to be falling at all. No, early FK Coolers, Caglione was going in like the 115, 110 to 120 range, anywhere in there. Then he started moving up. He's like 105. Now, what pick number was that in this draft? Much earlier than that. Was that in the 80s? I think that was in the 80s. I'm trying to go back, but we keep getting more picks. I'm not going to go back on my iPad. But yeah. Caglione, his price has risen. And let's see here. Brad says, this draft, I'm probably going 8-6-6 and just hoping Caglione pays off with all the ADP capital I just put into him, for sure. But I was with you until Spencer sold me. Duggar, I have Cags at 56%, so you could say I'm in. Yeah, I would say so. Jeremy, I would have taken DeGrom. Okay, that's good to know. So you wouldn't have let him get to me. And then Joe says, sick my duck was a good one too. Yeah, that is. Okay. So, Brad, back to you. Now, with Caglione, back to Caglione real quick. Jeremy's at 30% Caglione. Just for coolers here, this is me and Duggar have talked about this whole time with Caglione. So Caglione, it's a total gamble. I fully admit, because he's so young, he's not proven in the bigs. He was terrible in his first little come up last year. But the number one thing with him is his power potential is out of this world. I mean, I've just today, as I was mentioning earlier, that I'm scrolling through Twitter more, I'm seeing some stuff that people are putting on there way more than I normally do, since I'm pretty much never on there. And I saw some tweet of someone who said was like top predictions for the season, and one of them was predicting Caglione for over 30 homers. Well, it's easy to predict that because Caglione hits the ball harder and further than almost anyone. His power is maximum. Okay. It is. But he also has a lot of swing and miss in this game, and he's super young, and the pitchers could look for his weak spots, and it happened last year. But he's got the opportunity. He's got a good offense around him. I think he's a perfect guy to take that shot on, especially if you can make it where he's your fourth or fifth outfielder. Most of the teams that I have him on, Duggar has him on, probably Jeremy too. A lot of us high Caglione drafters, most of them he's probably been like outfield 5, usually probably outfield 5, sometimes 4. But now that his ADP is getting pushed up and up, it's going to be harder to do that. Sometimes you're going to have to take him as your 3 or 4 instead of your 4 or 5. That does change value somewhat, but I still think he's worth it. It's like Varsho, who I see Duggar took. Duggar took him at pick 113. Varsho is another great example of what I'm talking about. I've been so high on Varsho this whole time. Let me go ahead and star my pick here. Guys, what do? I just started my pick, and it's about to be Yuri Perez because that just went into default mode, and I'm like, Yuri's my pick here. But do I need that? No, I should take an infielder. I can't do it. I'm taking Yuri. I don't care. I'm gonna take 6 pitchers. They're gonna be awesome, and then I'm gonna see how I can fill out the hitting. And 5th outfield or 2nd infield, because I'm gonna do 7. I'm gonna go Jeremy Pena and take the solidity of Jeremy Pena and what he can do for me every day. Okay. TDK just jumped in here and says Yuri. Yeah. So let's see. Joe, he's hit into the ground. Swing and miss wasn't bad. Duggar did it for the stack. You guys sniping me all night. I'm just going to lean into stacks, even though I said I don't usually care about stacking. Go for it, bud. So yeah, I was talking about Caglione. So basically, with Caglione, that's what I boiled down to. Is I'm just going to gamble on him that he works, and if he doesn't, oh well, so be it. Accept that risk. I mean, so much of the time, I think how you think about guys and how you perceive how good or bad their seasons are is more based on our own expectations for that guy. So as opposed to even what they do, because, classic example is last year, most people have in their mind, most casual fantasy baseball fans, I'm sure not a lot of us who are nuts drafting these all the time, but like most people probably think, oh, Juan Soto had a down year for Juan Soto, because you remember how bad he started for the first couple months. Again, for Juan Soto. And so a lot of people probably in fantasy leagues where he wasn't doing good for them, then they think bad about him. I mean, Marcus Semien is a big case of that. Marcus Semien this is not a just last year thing for Semien. Semien is known for starting slow for the first 2 months. But, a lot of times these guys, they turn it around. And as long as you're good in Underdog by the end of the year, ultimately for me, I can spare 1 or 2 guys on my team that don't do crap for me for the first 14, 15 weeks of the year. As long as they are good and there and playing at the end, that's what I care about most. I get you can't predict it, but when you're drafting, you can kind of look at your roster and be like, okay, I can think, oh, I don't have to count on Caglione. I don't have to count on Varsho because they're my 5th outfielder out of 6 or 7. But when they do hit, the weeks they do hit, see, you guys all know impact weeks, spike weeks are such an important thing. They're such a big driving factor of your scores. So like in the eliminators, I mentioned this, like whenever I'm drafting in there, I like to make sure that, yeah, I am getting some sort of like Stephen Kwan types, your super late Luis Ariz types, your guys that are going to have a good batting average, get a lot of hits, and they can give you a weekly steady floor of scoring points because you need that for whenever your guys are either hurt or have bad weeks. But those guys aren't driving your points. They're not pushing you forward and pushing you to the top of the standings. You need guys that have the potential to score a lot of points on any given week, which happens in Underdog by power. It's that simple, right? So you need to have those spike weeks to help drive your score, because that's what's going to lock in and that's what's going to move your team to the top. So, sometimes I would say I fall in, especially in the dingers, with thinking about upside too often and spike weeks too often. And so that's where you guys have helped me kind of like rein myself in a little and mix in a little more of these glue pieces along the way. Because I'm greedy, I want to shoot big almost every time, especially in a big tournament like this, where, I mean, every draft that I'm doing, I want it to be able to win. And I know that they're not going to, but in my mind, I'm thinking as I'm drafting, I want to draft a team that if everything hits right and my guys are healthy, that everything spikes right and all the pieces can fit together like a puzzle. All right, we're coming back around here. Sorry about that little rant, but as we are coming back around, this is to pick around 12, and I am sitting at a 5-2-4 now. I'm going to take for my first pick Marcelo Ozuna, and that's my fifth outfielder. So I'm at a 5-2-5. I can go right back to infield. I was going to say, unless Bubba Chandler made it, and then he was going to be, I was inverted. You got me, but thank you. I'm actually glad you did that because I didn't need to take that. Now I can take, for it's going to be a better pick for my team with an infielder. But I was going to take Bubba Chandler if he made it there and then just be done at pitching right then and there. Okay, Hunter Goodman, Marcus Semien. I'm not taking Ozzy Albies. I don't like taking him. I was taking Jackson Holiday. I'm going to probably take Hunter Goodman. I want real quick exposures. Come on, exposures. ADP board. Search Goodman 2.8% of the time. Yep, there we go. Because I take Semien a lot. Let me go look at my Semien real quick. Semien 18%, 17.8. So yeah, no, I definitely made the right choice there going with Hunter Goodman, because that's one I've talked about in one of the previous streams as well. A Rocky that I was drafting early, then I've been off. Oh, hey, Rockies. But I'm back in. So it was fitting that I'm wearing this. I might try a little Rocky stack here. Who knows? Okay, speaking of stacks, we're coming back to Duggar. Jeremy, he said, I'm not afraid of Jackson Holiday. I'll go ahead and do it. I get you, man. I can 100% do. And honestly, it's kind of like the Lindor thing where, like, if you're getting the ADP fall, sometimes you just take that ADP fall. Did you have any other Orioles? Does that make? Yeah, you had Pete Alonso. That's right. You drafted a Big Meat Pete earlier. Anyone else? No other Orioles yet. The Orioles are such an intriguing team. My gosh, I am so interested to see what happens with them this year. So interested. I'm going to pull up their team real quick here. I was wanting to see how they currently have it with Jackson Holiday out. How do they have it? They've got Blaze Alexander listed as the second baseman now. So that's interesting. I knew with Blaze that, he's a guy that can play multiple positions. They don't even have him in as a platoon. They're pretty much saying that while Holiday's out, that Blaze is going to play every day. That's interesting. I don't think that's interesting for us on Underdog, but for other deeper leagues, that Blaze Alexander late pick is super interesting. All right. Brad got him some Brandon Woodruff and Nathan Eovaldi, and he earlier had Mackenzie Gore and Cole Reagans. Ooh, buddy, you've got a high upside, high injury risk pitching staff already. I love it. Just keep it going. Just keep it going. Just keep adding on to the high upside guys. All right, FK Coolers grabbed him Semien, and he's got a 4.45. Yeah, Brad. No, Brad actually got a more dependable pick now with Nola, because I don't view Nola any risk. I mean, every pitcher is a risk, but from everything we know about Nola, he should be, if nothing else, a dependable arm that'll be out there week to week. Although I say that, I don't mean to jinx him. Let me knock on wood. A couple years ago, I was telling Duggar the exact same thing about Garrett Cole and why I was good drafting him in the first round. This is not an Underdog. This is Best Ball 10s. But I was like, Garrett Cole is the most dependable pitcher in baseball. He's out there every game throwing innings. He's worth it. This was like whenever it was like Cole versus Strider versus who was the other one? There was three, DeGrom maybe. No, I think he was hurt then still. Anyway, point is, immediately, as soon as I'm like declaring Garrett Cole as the most dependable guy, boom, he's out. Now he's been out for 2 years. And the thing with it, the lesson to learn is any pitcher can get hurt at any given time. So as good as they've been for you, you never know. And then let me go back here and see what I've missed in the comments. So Duggar says, did it for the stack. Oh, yeah, that was earlier. Jeremy says, as my sixth infield. Oh, Holiday. Yeah. And then Brad, I'm going to be so thin on my position players, so we will see how this goes. Should probably go 7-6-7. We'll take a look at your team in a second, Brad, and see if I agree with that. I see you've got a 5-4-5 going right now. Okay. Jeremy took Lodolo. I'm up. All right. Well, this is interesting. I could take Westberg, who let me go back here again. I can find this real quick. Westberg, 1.4%. Boom. There it is. Because I never draft him. Let's do it. And that was a quick pick there from I was inverted. Tovar and Taylor Rogers, he was ready. He was like, oh, these are my guys. Spencer, you're an idiot. You are an idiot. All right. And I am going to go Frelick or Ramon Laureano. I know the answer is going to be Frelick, but I got to know how much I take him. Frelick I take at 6%. It's Frelick. I'm changing it. I'm switching it. Because I was going to say I'm going to take Laureano because I know I have Frelick more. I thought I had more Frelick than 6%. I'm at 2% Laureano. And with the Nick Castellanos signing, Miguel Andujar, I mean, I've been staying away from Ramon Laureano for a reason. And the only reason why I even have the 1.4% is because I recognize he was plenty good enough last year and has been his career for me to not completely write the guy off. I should draft him some. But yeah, I like Sal Frelick more. And then Jeremy grabbed him some Zach Gallen there. I love the Nick Lodolo, Zach Gallen. Hey, how about Zach Gallen re-signing with Arizona? Duggar sent me the thing earlier, the picture of Zach Gallen, where it was like, what was it, Duggar? It was like, but he accepted the exact same offer that he declined before, and it was some meme that he saw about it. Would you take round 20 Santander? Yeah, I think probably around 20. If I'm doing a 7 outfield build, and if I have Toronto, hey, Paul I was inverted. Oh, Paul, I was inverted. Oh, nice. Okay, good to know. Thank you for telling me that, Brad. Because Paul, I did not know that you were I was inverted, but I see the IV now, so boom. And then Joe says have to be off Santander. The Abe Simpson giving him walking in and right out of the bar. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, so what I was getting at is the only way I would take Santander if it's around 20 and it's a Toronto build and he's my 7th outfield. It's the only way I do it. So pretty much that's a big no for me, more or less. But I already was off of Santander and had just been talking about Brad before the injury about, oh, maybe I need to be back on Santander and draft him more. That's one that, even though I was super high on Schwellenbach, at least I wasn't high on Santander. So you win some, you lose some. Do you have, Paul, any Blue Jays on your team? Let me go take a look real quick here. No, I'm not seeing any Blue Jays on your team. And you've got Shohei, Wyatt Langford, Jackson Merrill, Brenton Doyle, for the 4 right now. Yeah, bro. I wouldn't. And you've got 7 good pitchers. Yeah. Infield, Trey Turner, Austin Riley, Corey Seager, and Tovar. I mean, I was inverted. I know you draft all the time, bro, and you don't need any of my advice for what to do. But I think that the 7-6-7 is probably what I would look at, or maybe 7-7-6. But I think 7-6-7 is probably what I would look at for your build based off of who you have. And Brad, I was going to look at yours, and you're at a 7-4-5 now. Okay, so you really leaned into pitcher there with the upside of Leiter and Sheehan, but now you're done at pitcher. Yeah, dude, I like that. I like that a lot. And to go with that like risky pitching staff you had, go ahead and throwing in Leiter and Sheehan and getting their upside, but I don't want to say dependable innings for 2 young guys that we've not seen have their first full season yet. But I think for both of them, this is going to be their first full season. So I'm into it. And let's see. You have 4 infield. Matt Olson, Zach Neto, Vinny P, and Matt Chapman. Yeah, I think those 4 infield are good enough to go 6 infield. Jordan, Cheerio, Taylor, Ward, Cags, Cowser. Yeah, 6-7-6 or 7-6-7, Brad, 7-6-7. That is what I would do for your team. Looking at your build you've got going. At least that's what makes sense to me. And you had said it, so I think it makes sense to you too. All right. Duggar grabbed him some Addison Barger and Okamoto. You dog. You know I love that, and it's a Toronto thing. Oh, and you got Murakami. Oh, Duggar. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, back to me. Do I want back-to-back Chase DeLauters? I mean, I don't hardly ever draft him. Yeah, let's do it. Because I'm going to take 7. Yeah, let's go back-to-back Chase DeLauter. Now I'm going to be looking at infielders and 1 more pitcher to finish my build, and I don't have to worry about outfield anymore, and I've got 7 nice options. Okay, anyone make sense? I'm not worried about any stacks with my team, am I? Nah. Just best available player that I want to take. I can Sal Stewart, Brandon Lau. I mean, I take Salvi and Isaac Paredes the most often. Let's go Brandon Lau with this team. I know I don't take Brandon Lau that often. Let's go see. Brandon Lau, 2.7% of the time compared to Isaac Paredes, 11% of the time, Salvador Perez, 10% of the time. Yeah, I made the right call from an ADP perspective. Okay. Jeremy went with Willie Castro. So you've got a little Colorado thing going on here. Did you have any earlier? The nice thing about, no, you didn't. The nice thing about Colorado is if you want to do a Colorado stack, you can do it late. And that's something that's really nice about them. I like. You didn't get Tovar. No, I was inverted. It was Paul who got Tovar. Okay, back to the comments. Let me see what I have missed. All right. Joe said, I have to be off Santander. Yeah. Paul, no, just a dilemma I came across yesterday. Gotcha. Brad says Santander not worth it. I don't know, but also I have him a lot. And then Brad says kind of like Spencer with Schwell. Yeah, absolutely. It's like, I mean, I already have Schwellenbach so much. There's no way, Brad. I know you've got a lot of Santander. Just there's no way for us. But again, that's just my thoughts on Santander. 5 to 6 month recovery timeline, right? That's what I read. Let me go just type into Google. When will Anthony Santander return? Let's see what Google AI has to tell us. Miss 5 to 6 month return timeline, mid-July to August. So that's super similar to last year. When did he, because he missed a big chunk last year. Man, the new contract curse. Ugh. Let's see. Game logs 25. When did he come back? With August or September? We're about to find out. He came back because he was out at the end of May, and then he didn't come back until the very end. That's right. It was right before the playoffs, very end of September. So he missed all of June, July, August, and then the very tail end of September. And then he was bad. He wasn't even playing in the playoffs whenever, like hardly. Yeah. I think Santander is just a off the table guy. Maybe next year. We'll be back. We can be heard again. Okay, back to our draft board here. So Brad went with Jordan Walker and Adley. Got him another Jordan Walker. FK Coolers, Mitch Keller, and Matthew Boyd. He's a Boyd boy. Joey D went with Stewart and Luis Arise. Arise, chicken. And then Duggar, he grabbed him some Jesus Sanchez. Someone's been reading the news. I know I talked about it earlier too. But Jesus Sanchez, great call. See, my mind's still not on it. I'm going to have to do a few more and see his name clicked a few more times before I remember to start drafting Jesus Sanchez. And I like getting the Donovan in there with your Seattle thing. Duggar, I love what you're doing with this team, bro. Nick Castellanos just went. if any of you guys, I'm about to go look up real quick. Oh, FK Coolers just followed me on Twitter. What's up, buddy? I'm going to go ahead and click to follow you back real quick. Well, let me do that. Follow back. Okay. So what was I just about to go look up? Nick Castellanos. I was about to go look up this YouTube channel that I watched this video of him on earlier. I think it's called iTalk Studios, but I've watched his videos for a long time, and I'm pretty sure it's iTalk Studios. Guys, iTalk Studios on YouTube makes amazing baseball videos. I love him. He cracks me up. Isaac Paredes or Ivan Herrera, my boy. Paredes. Pause this real quick. I was inverted. You are on it, man. You're giving me no time. It's okay, though. Keishel, 8.2%. Ivan Herrera, 28.8%. Augustin Ramirez, 11%. All right, Luke Keishel, it is. Okay, take the guy with the least. All right. Brad says Sanchez and Barger platoon most likely. Yeah. I mean, probably, but they're both lefties. That's the thing. So, actually, I don't know that you're necessarily going to platoon two lefties together. Both of them. So I think Barger's safe. I'm going to draft Barger, saying he's safe, and Jesus Sanchez will be a platoon guy with whatever. Let's pull up Toronto's depth chart real quick here. Let's get some familiarity with what it looks like now. So, let's see what they say. So, I mean, they're saying that Barger and Sanchez are both in platoons, but not with each other. They're in platoons with Davis Schneider and Miles Straw. If anything, Jesus Sanchez kind of screws Nathan Lukes, because I think Nathan Lukes will get a lot less time. I don't think any of us were on drafting him, not here on Underdog at least. But still, that's the one I see being hurt. But Davis Schneider and Miles Straw, we've talked about this before. They're not a real true threat. They're going to play versus some lefties. Yeah, Davis Schneider is got power, and Miles Straw is good at defense and he's fast. But I can see Miles Straw just coming in more for a defensive late inning replacement or a pinch runner or something. So yeah, I'm all aboard. I'm all aboard, and I'm gonna like drafting some Sanchez on some Blue Jays teams. All right, and then let's see. Paul says, "I'll give you more time next time around." It's all right, man. It's cool. I can make it work. And then Brad says, "Oh, Barger's is yeah. Barger's a lefty, and so here's if you want to know too, anyone that's worried about Barger, if you want to watch one at bat to help alleviate your fears about Addison Barger, go to YouTube, type in Addison Barger Grand Slam. You'll see the highlight. I guarantee you the top one is in the World Series. Blue Jays Dodgers in the World Series. Big moment. Barger hit a Grand Slam, and it was off of Tanner Scott, which is a lefty, a good lefty. So lefty on lefty. That was just, again, it's one at bat. It's at the very end of the season. It's in the World Series. It's a big moment. There's adrenaline pumping, but it was one of those things whenever I was watching, I noted it. I mean, I was already on Barger because as we've talked about, like, I mean, I'm in so many different fantasy leagues where I make daily pickups of my home leagues. I'm in 3 different home leagues where you can make daily pickups. And in those leagues, I mean, I'm constantly looking every day for 20 plus years. I'm looking every day at box scores, who's doing what, trying to pick up guys and add and drop while they're hot. Barger, I had been off of Barger because he had been like a higher prospect. And in my mind, I'll just tell you guys, I associated Addison Barger with Austin Martin. Like, I had the two of them going back a few years ago, like kind of right here in my mind, one power, one speed, but I viewed them the same. And then Barger kind of didn't do much. And then he came up, I want to say it was early in last season, like May. It was not far into the year. And then got hot. I picked him up, ended up keeping him. He did platoon, so he was hard to play in dailies or like a weekly where it was easier to play in dailies when you could see if he was starting or not. It's harder to play in weeklies where you had to set a lineup. But overall, I think Barger was so good and did so good in the playoffs for him that he solidified himself. I'm saying all this just to justify my Addison Barger shares. So, but I truly believe it. I mean, let me see where I'm at. I'm at 14% of Addison Barger in the dinger. Duggar says, Mile Hawk, you ruined my stack. Oh, no, I missed that, Duggar. Okay, we're in round 20. This is the end of this thing. And I need another pitcher. I'm going to draft Reed Detmers again. Oh, wait, is Grayson there? Oh, someone took Grayson. Son of a, who was it? Which one of you guys took Grayson? Duggar, it was you. Oh, man, I'm going to get Grayson eventually. Some guys I've got to see. I have to see something positive before I'm willing to jump back in. Just hearing that Grayson feels good has me ready to jump back in. All right. And then I was inverted, closed out with Carter Jensen. Guys, super fun stream. I had an awesome time drafting with you. Joe says Sanchez is one slot. Vlad Gruner best friends. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that him and Vladdy Jr. were best friends. But that's pretty. Hey, that's a narrative that plays. Okay, so let's do a review here for who was in. So we're gonna review. I was inverted, myself, the icon, Space Raisin, Joe, FK Coolers, Brad. Anyone else who's in the chat that I'm missing, let me know and I'll review your team too. But let's get to it. Okay. First up, I was inverted. All right. Paul, let's see what you did here, buddy. 776. Again, classic 776 build. Freddie P. Framber pushed a pitcher to 72, then back-to-back with Framber and Bradish. Pablo, Bubba Chandler, Jack Flaherty, Trevor Rogers. Obviously, great pitching staff. So you've got dependable arms, you've got upside arms, you've got the upside arm here. Good bounce back candidate. You've got the innings from Flaherty. I like taking the Trevor Rogers gamble that last year was real. Framber and Freddie should be locked and loaded at the top. Awesome staff with Trey Turner, Austin Riley, Corey Seager, Tovar, Muncy, Berger, and Carter Jensen. You've got Ohtani, Langford, Jackson Merrill, Brenton Doyle, Matt Wallner, Evan Carter. Okay. My immediate first thought is the Wallner and Evan Carter with 6 outfield makes your outfield a little bit weaker, but it started off like ultra strong, of course, with these 3 at the top. So those 3 are amazing. So, yeah, I mean, I would say, I don't know. I honestly don't know about this outfield. I feel like you needed the 7th. I just do. I just feel like with seeing Evan Carter and Wall, I mean, both picks I like on their own. It's just, that's my gut feeling of this. Like maybe Carter Jensen should have been an outfielder and you didn't need Carter Jensen. But Brad, you can eat your heart out. You're not the only one who drafts Carter Jensen. Duggar, you need to make a note of that and put some Carter Jensen on. You should have taken Carter Jensen instead of Grayson, Duggar. All right. Next up, the icon. We've got an 8-6-6 build with Logan Gilbert, Chase Burns, Zach Wheeler, Nick Lodolo, Zach Gallen, Andy Abbott, Joe Musgrove, Logan Henderson. Overall, I feel pretty good about this pitching staff, but not great. At least you took 8 of them. That's why you took 8, because you were in agreement with me that you don't feel great about it. So you threw in that last one and you chose Logan Henderson. Now, my own personal thoughts about Logan Henderson, I'm not drafting him. It's because I'm not confident enough that he's going to have a dependable job in the rotation. But he showed some great starts last year. So I will say that he had some awesome games last year, but he's kind of up and down. I don't know. He's someone who maybe you're putting him on my radar that I should look at him in here maybe. But I haven't, and it's been because of that reason. But with that said, he's your 8th pitcher, so it's probably just upside only. Pete Alonso, Mookie Betts, Michael Bush, CJ Abrams, Dansby, Jackson Holiday, Alonzo Butts, Bush, Abrams, Swanson. I see two Cubs. There's another Cub, three. We've got a trio there. Juan Soto, Pete Crow, Teoscar, Lou Bob, Mickey Moniak, Willie Castro, Slick Willie, Mookie, Teoscar. Yeah. So overall, I was just seeing what your stacks were looking like. This is a great team. Great infield and outfield. I mean, I maybe the same thing I said about the previous, maybe Mickey Moniak and Willie Castro. But I don't know. I kind of like Mickey. I feel a little bit better about these double Colorado guys and at least being in there and producing some numbers pretty consistently throughout the year. Even though I don't see super high spike week potential from those guys, but you kind of have that here. I've been kind of off of Pete Crow at pick 27, but I still like Pete Crow a lot. It's just, I mean, I've been off him a little, but overall, I think this is a really good team. I think your infield stands out. Good draft icon. Skins over birds. I don't think he was in this. Space Raisin. Duggar. Let's see what you got here, Jeremiah Duggar. Christopher Sanchez. Jesus Luzardo. Joe Ryan. Luis Castillo. Bybee. Rodon. And Grayson. Classic Duggar pitching staff. I will say that. And then let's see how this stack turned out. Vladdy, Naylor, Murakami, Akamoto, Barger, Donovan. Oh, JP Crawford. I missed that one. Look at you. That's how you know you're stacking and you're committed to it. You're drafting JP Crawford. Julio, Randy Arozarena, George Springer, Adele, Varsho, Jesus Sanchez. Love the outfield. Holy crap, I love the outfield. This is what I'm talking about. Spike week potential. I mean, if anything, you could say you don't have the steady guys, but I don't care. I mean, your top three can kind of be steady enough. These bottom three, like this could have been Mount Wallner. I know you take him too. This is for the stack. But you could have maybe argued a more dependable final, but I don't care. Spike week. I love that. Here's your dependable. I mean, whoopsies. I clicked on something there. Jamal Crawford. Obviously, that's the only one I wouldn't take, but you did it for the stack. So, hey, you know what? Do it for the stack, like you said. Joe D, 776, Logan Webb, Nolan McLean, You Savage, Sandy Alcantara, Shane Baz, Shota, Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes, I don't ever see Clay Holmes getting. There's a rare one there. And you see, yeah, no, very interesting there. I'm kind of noted that Clay Holmes. I was so in on Clay Holmes a year ago at this time. He was good. He wasn't bad, but I was disappointed by him last year in the rotation. But this is now his second year in the rotation. Maybe he'll be better. I loved him when he was closer. Machado, Perdomo, Willie Adames, Colson Montgomery, Glaber, Sal Stewart, Luis Ariz. Here's a good example of Spike Week with Luis Ariz, Sal Stewart, Glaber. Look at these like potential. Now Sal Stewart is your young guy upside. We don't really know Spike Week or what I call week to week dependability or solidity. You know, that baseline score. Duggar's trying to call me. I don't know why you're trying to call me, Duggar. I will call you back when we're done reviewing these teams. Machado, Perdomo. Okay. Anyway, back to this. Tatis, Devers, Riley Green. I always say Heliot Ramos. It's Elliot Ramos. Whatever. I'm going to always call him Heliot Ramos. So I hope that doesn't make you guys mad. Jung-Hoo Lee, Gavin Sheets. I like this stack a lot. Man, Xander Bogaerts would have been nice to have in there. But I really like your team. I really like this draft, Joe. I honestly don't have any notes. You know exactly what you're doing. Glad you jumped in that one more with us. FK Coolers. Let's see what you got here. 776. Hunter Brown, Max Fried, Kirby, Michael King, Mitch Keller, Matthew Boyd, Braxton Ashcraft. We've got that's a solid staff. But I mean, okay. To poke holes, the top three is super, super solid and dependable in my mind. Michael King, I'm still counting this as a really good pick and a bounce back year. I mean, obviously, all of these we can pick holes in, but I really love the upside of Ashcraft. I think that, again, the floor and solid innings you can get from Keller and Boyd is a good, especially together, is a good combo. And with that 7 build, I like that pitching staff. Jose Ramirez, Yandy, Nico, Simeon, Jacob Wilson, Kyle Manzardo, and Jonathan Aranda. I was about to say this infield is full of the weekly floor guys. Wilson, Aranda, Nico, Yandy. I mean, even Jose, but Jose's got the spike. Simeon has some spike in him. Manzardo definitely has spike in him. Rooker, Seiya, Ian Happ, Larry Butler, Steve Kwan, Jordan Beck. Yeah, man, great outfield. You know what you're doing too with exactly what I'm talking about as far as spike week and floor, your ceiling and floor plays. So FK Coolers, love that team, bro. Great, great team. Brad, I know this is going to be a banger. You did finish 7-6-7. Reagans, Gore, Woodruff, Eovaldi, Nola, Jack Leiter, Sheehan. So we kind of already talked about the pitching. Obvious risk here, but very nice close to kind of counteract the risk of these top four. And then Olson, Neto, Vinny P, Chapman, Adley, Bryce Eldridge. I don't know that. Okay, I got to go look. I know I've taken him, but I don't know if I've taken him in the dinger. Let's see. I took him 5 times in the way too early slate of the Underdog main slate. I took him on a dinger and a dinger. Yep, I've taken him twice. So I have 2 dingers with Bryce Eldridge. Gosh, I'd love to see that you picked him. Let's go see what the current depth chart is looking at. He's projected to be in there as a platoon, but my gosh, Bryce Eldridge's power, to the moon. That's one of those, like, not Jack Caglione, but like maybe Jack Caglione light. He's just in a terrible ballpark for power, but you also were stacking that. I see with Chapman. No, that's just 2, but still, I love that. Now with 6, instead of with him being the 6, obviously I would feel better if Bryce Eldridge was the 7th. So maybe for this team, you should have taken more of a floor play instead of the ceiling play of Bryce Eldridge. But yeah, your outfield's great. I knew it was going to be because I knew how it started. Well, it's risky, I guess, but I think it's really good. Like, I love the power. I mean, I don't take a ton of Yordan, but I recognize Yordan's a stud. It's just, I like what you did there, like we mentioned with the rare combo. You didn't really stack, which is fine. I think we've talked about sometimes anti-stacking is a good thing, having teams where you are unstacked. Overall, like the team a lot. I guess to be honest with you, I don't love the end picks. I know that you like to mix them up, but like whenever I look at like these 3 in particular, I don't love them all together. Because I'm not huge on Cowser. Now, if Cowser is back to 2 years ago Cowser and not last year Cowser, then that changes everything. And obviously, we know the Jordan Walker upside. Isaac Collins, I can't bring myself to do it. I can't. Duggar's done it. I recognize if I was doing a true KC build, I would do it. I say I can't bring. Let me see. Have I? Isaac Collins. I have not. So yeah, no, I have not taken him. Okay. And I think that's it, other than we'll go glance at my team if in case I missed anyone, which I'll go check in the comments here in a second. So I did a 6-7-7 because I did the crazy push-up pitchers thing, waited and took one at the end to get 6. I could have just rolled with the 5, honestly, and just bet. I could have just said, if this was to come, I may have done that. I may have just said it's either going to work or it's not going to work. I still love that. This is super rare. This is not something I would advise doing. I don't know if it can work or not, but boy, does that look sexy looking at those names of pitching. Holy cow. Obviously, I'm going to have a weak infield by doing that. And I went 7-7. I pushed outfield at the end before I get there. So I didn't take my first infielder until 98. William, Pena, Hunter Goodman, Westberg, Brandon Lau, Isaac Paredes, Luke Keeschel. It's all right. I did a pretty decent job, I think, of mixing floor and ceiling in here. Floor and ceiling, both. A floor, ceiling, floor, ceiling, ceiling, floor. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. And then Judge, Buxton, Michael Harris, Adolis, Marcel, Freilich, Chase DeLauder. I'm a pretty big fan of this team, how it turned out with this pitching staff. My outfield could be terrible, though. I mean, after Judge, I mean, if Buxton is out and if Michael Harris sucks, my outfield might be terrible. But also, my outfield could be incredible. If Buxton stays healthy, if Michael Harris is just has another consistent season like he's done, if Adolis bounces back, if Ozuna bounces back, I like the Freilich. This is 2 drafts tonight with DeLauder, and I had almost no DeLauder coming into this. Let's go see. 1.3% total from the main slate. There's a dinger. There's a dinger. I had 3 dingers. So this is my 4th dinger team for Chase DeLauder. All right. And let me go take a quick look here at the comments, and then we're going to call it. Skins Over Birds is in the chat. Just trying to let you know since you aren't checking your text. Sorry, Skins, I tried. Oh, okay. Skins Over Birds is in here. So that's all right. Let's go take a look at yours. I hope you're still here, bud. Skins Over Birds. Okay. Pick 4. I was wondering earlier. I think I had said I didn't know if I knew I've seen you in these, but I didn't know if you were actually here with us or if it was the luck. But here we go. Dylan Cease, DeGrom, The Miz, Merrill Kelly, Jose Soriano, Quinn Priester, Bailey Ober. This is a 7-7-6 build. Gut call. I don't like Bailey Ober. I'm happy with everything else. And I think Mizorowski works really good because of just kind of what you put in after him, honestly. Like Cease and DeGrom both are potential aces. Whatever Miz can or can't be, you took that risk in that upside, and then you locked in and you waited, but you locked in Merrill Kelly, Jose Soriano, and Quinn Priester. So, and then honestly, Bailey Ober could be a great pick. I mean, he's definitely a bounce back candidate. Just for me, he's someone who's off my radar because I was just so put off by him last year. But again, he is a very interesting bounce back pick because he was being drafted so high last year. Nick Kurtz, Ketel Marte, Bryce Terang, Wilson Contreras, Drake Baldwin, Andrew. I just realized I wasn't able to do the Contreras brothers. You grabbed Wilson before you could come to me. That's all right. Kurtz, Ketel, Bryce Terang, Wilson, Drake Baldwin, Andrew Vaughn, Ivan Herrera. I love this infield. This infield is a banger infield right here. Holy cow. Let's see how your outfield turned out. Acuna, Duran, Yelich, Stowers, Dalen Lyle, Wilyer Abreu. Oh, Duggar, it just hit me. That's why you called me earlier. All right, thanks. You did. Yeah, you did try. We got it, though. We got it. Acuna, Duran, Yelich, Stowers, Dalen Lyle, Wilyer Abreu. I love every one of these picks. I love all of your hitting. And honestly, your pitching is good. You waited. I like how 69, nice. You waited till 69 and then got DeGrom. You snuck him out from under me and ruined my dreams, but it's okay. Miz, again, I've made my feelings known. I'm simply not drafting him much. It's based off this draft cost. I think he should be lower. I like some of the other younger guys above him, but that's also because I don't have faith that he's going to get a lot of innings, and I could be way wrong, and he might be a monster. He was an all-star after 5 games, so I know his stuff is filthy as all get out. I understand that. It's just a gut feeling, I guess. I don't have a lot of like numbers or reasoning other than I just feel like he wasn't. I mean, they did move him to the bullpen. It's probably why my brain is doing this, honestly. It's because he got moved to the bullpen, and they cut his innings back at the end of last year. And honestly, as I'm saying this out loud, I'm probably overly judging him because the Brewers and probably intentionally moved him to the bullpen and brought his innings down to keep. Yeah, I'm sure that's what was the case. So it's just versus Noel McLean, Cam Schlittler, Trey Savage, those guys, Bubba Chandler. I just like him. He's just the bottom of those, but it's not a bad thing. They're all stud young pitchers. So, okay, let me see if there was anyone else that I missed. Anyone else? Anyone else? I don't think so. Okay. All right. Well, guys, Thanks, Jeremy. Love the stream. Always love the reviews. Well, I appreciate it. I have so much fun doing this. Really glad. So Jeremy says, unfortunately, I can only watch Saturday or Sunday, and I work the next 2 Saturdays. So if you got a Sunday stream in you, I'm down. Well, I said earlier, so tomorrow, I'll say this again for anyone who's listening now and anyone that might, you know what? Let me go pull up NFBC. Oh, crap. Oh, my draft champions team. I just got autoed by 10 seconds. It was my pick 10 seconds ago. Oh, I had my cue set. I got Jose Alvarado, which is fine. It's 46, but gosh, dang it. Oh, well, it is what it is. He was in my queue. I was going to take him. I was just going to take him with the next one. So tomorrow at 7:30 Central, it says 8:30 Eastern on the site. It's currently at 6 of 12. I was checking to see. I joined the NFBC Best Ball Championship Tournament. Now, it's a $150 league. It's not as profitable as many drafts as you can do here on Underdog. I get it. But I've been entering teams into this tournament for the last several years, and I have not done well. In fact, I've done bad. But I love the fantasy scoring, the best ball scoring over on NFBC, and I miss best ball 10s desperately, and so I really want to do this. It's $600 if I can win my 12 team league. That's where the way that this $150. So I spending $100 where I can quadruple my money by winning first of 12. And there's an overall prize. It's $12,500, and the tournament is going to have a max of 900 entries. So just to kind of give you guys all an idea, if anyone wants to join in, but I don't know that this will fill. These don't always fill. I've joined them before and they don't fill. If this fills tomorrow night at 7:30, I'm probably going to have an impromptu stream on here where I'm talking about, but that'll be long. It's 12 rounds, 50. I'll probably have to take a break or two in that one, but that's all right. That's all right. If that fills, I'll be here with you guys tomorrow. If not, we'll be back again Tuesday. And next week, though, Jeremy, so that you know, next week I won't be doing Saturday. We'll be doing Friday night on Well, okay, this is guest dependent. I will change what I'm saying. Potentially we might do late Saturday night, because next Saturday night Brad is going to be doing a draft stream with one of our buddies, Jason, who's Woo Woo J Train, in case any of you guys ever see him on here. And they're going to be doing a draft together over on the Stacking Dingers YouTube channel. So yeah. So if anyone, that's next Saturday, I plan on jumping in and doing that with them, and I'll be on Brad's stream. So I wasn't planning on streaming next Saturday, but we'll still be together drafting. So you can check that out over there. I don't know that they've announced anything. And Brad, if I shouldn't have said anything, I'm sorry, but I said it. So hope you guys are doing that next Saturday still. But nonetheless, that's where we're at. So thank you guys again so much. I had a great time, as always, drafting with you all. Duggar, yes, RIP BB10s. But you know what? That's why we're here doing this and drafting Underdog, and honestly, where we can make more money. But guys, as always, had a great time drafting. And remember, keep on a drafting. See you next time. Bye.